We'll get started with the good old recap. Last time and D&D, you guys were able to bring back the Cult of the Dragon leader named Maldus back to the city. You were able to get your name cleared officially, and you were able to talk to the king again. And as you were talking to the king, they expressed that once again they need your assistance. They are staging an attack against Blackstone, and all of what the Unbroken has done thus far has led to trust being put within them to help fight against Blackstone. They gave you the offer to travel either by sea on an actual ship, or travel by the new sky ship that seems to be this technology is new in this region. It's not perfected in any way. It's not like these are everywhere. These are very few of these have been created, and they've been tested very few times. But with the needing to take out the Black Hand, they've decided to go ahead and try to use these for some transportation of things like food, of weapons, of just battle-ready supplies, as well as people, to get to the Pirate Isle, the area where Blackstone sits. Not much is known about this region to you all. The cities and towns that may exist here, all you know is that it seems like it's kind of just ran by the Black Hand. A lot of people seem to kind of believe that it's not the greatest place to be. The Black Hand seems to have basically become like the governor of this region. It's not great for what you can imagine. And as you guys were gathering this information, you took time to think about it and decided to go skyward. You decided to take the sky ship option. You are tasked to meet with the skyship captain Edison Newman, who should be at a sky station waiting for your arrival. They were going to send word that you are on your way, and that you're the Unbroken, and that you're traveling with them. They told you that, or the king had told you that it'll be about 2 weeks after you land before they believe they'll have enough supplies and people ready to stage this attack on Blackstone. In that time, you're tasked with just kind of getting familiar with the area, maybe learning about some nearby cities, or it's really going to be up to you on what you want to do. You could even attempt to go to Blackstone early if you wanted to maybe scout it out or whatever. But that's kind of the task that you were given. At the end of our session last, you were able to bring Maldus back to life and ask him questions that he had to tell the truth. The truth too. He couldn't lie due to the Zone of Truth spell that was casted over him. Very reluctantly, he answered a bunch of questions that seemed to maybe aid you in this new adventure you're going on. You have about a day of rest that you all pretty well spent studying, trying to learn a little bit more about some of the gods of the world, the creation of time. You're really trying to dive into this tablet of lore that you had found that mentions some things that you were very questionable of. For some of you, you spent a lot of that time studying, shopping, doing your things, and it came to that night after your basically interrogation of Maldus. You all left and made your way back to your stay, which the king did pay for your stay at the inn, which was the... I have it. Where is it?
Something with a dragon, I think.
Yes.
There was a couple of dragon names that got dropped.
Yeah. the Dragon's Lair.
Yep.
This is where you slept previously, and you met Mieleth Rainhold, who was the female elf that kind of ran the inn. Um, she was kind of the calm and quiet elf that you had met a long time ago before Murta. Um, you all come back to this inn, and you take your rest, and dawn approaches. It's a full day. What all do you guys decide to do as you're waking up?
I would like, if nobody else is going to do anything to kick things off, I got to do this real quick. Damn it. All right, that's
Are
fine.
you doing the ring thing, Corin?
I would like to. Yeah. I remembered.
Morning's a good time to do it.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping it was. I want to do it at some point. Actually, that's fine. Yeah, because then we can. I can reach. I guess recharge because we won't be leaving till the next day. Correct.
Yep.
Cool.
We
Okay.
have this our last day before they leave, right? So we had 2 days.
Yeah.
Yes. So, if whenever we all get together, I would like to. Sorry, everything's moving slow. I would once we all get together in a group, I would like to talk to Leaf and Cal.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say you guys could all kind of meet at the uh, kind of the main lobby area of the inn. You will notice at this time, Mieleth is currently down. She seems to be reading a book, and there's a moment where she like double takes because she maybe didn't notice you the night before, but she doesn't say anything. She just kind of nods. Seems to be just kind of quiet about that interaction, but she seems to notice you.
I don't. We've been so busy. I don't even know why I did this. We could have done this a while ago. I apologize. I look at Leaf. Leaf, I am really sorry about this. This is. I should have thought about this sooner. Cal, if you don't mind, can Leaf borrow your ring for a little bit? My plan, I think, is if she can attune to your item before we leave, she can use a sending spell that's inside of it, or I can put another sending spell. I will refill it, I promise, Cal. So you have it. But Leaf, if your brother is alive, you can contact him. I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner. I'm sorry. When we had the papers and we were trying to deal with Murta, and then we had to do with everything else, and you see, like Corin is like, he's actually trying his best. Like he actually does feel regretful because he's had this spell for a little bit, like since at least the previous level when they were level 8. Everything's just been going back and forth, and we've been just trying to survive. But if he's alive and you could contact him, maybe we can find out some more details, or at least know that he's there and something. I don't know how long it takes to attune to the item, but I think even if it's a day, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that because on the item itself, it does not say how. It says you need attunement, but it doesn't say how long it takes to attune.
What is it?
The ring of spell storing.
Gotcha. Believe that only takes an hour.
Yeah, most
A short
attunements
rest.
are a short rest.
Okay. I know
I don't- it
some
just-
of them are pretty long, so I would just wanted to look.
I should have thought that this last night, but it just hit me when I woke up this morning.
Sent him letters, and I haven't gotten anything back. But if you think it's worth it to try, I'll try.
If you think he's captured, he can't write letters. This is instant. This spell is an instant. It goes inside of his mind.
Unless
You
they
know
have
how-
wards.
Yeah, unless they have words, but then she should be able to tell if it doesn't go through. So I'm hoping, and I can drop if you need me to, Nat. I can drop sending in the chat so you can read it.
Yeah.
You have 25 word limit though. It's not. I know there's a lot you want to say, but if we're doing nothing all day, I'll just keep filling it for you, and then we can keep using it throughout the day.
I'd like to try. Just to know if he's alive. I just need to know if he's alive.
Go as long as it's okay with Cal.
Yep. Cal will take off the ring and hand it to Leaf.
I think I only have 2 things attuned right now, so I should be good.
And I think we already said that the sending is already in there.
Yep, it is in there. You put it in there
Yeah.
before we rested. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
because
it
at the
written down
library,
here.
yeah, at the library, you said that we had a long rest technically from being in the library all day, so I switched my spells around to one of them being sending instead of a necromancer spell. Hopefully, we're not getting in a fight today.
Well, it's a battle of words.
It could be. Sending. Just.
You suck. No, you suck. No, I hate you.
Oh, I'll use all 25. You suck.
Yeah.
Elriz.
Yeah, Lethal, like, put the ring on and go kind of sit in a corner and just, like, do what she gotta do to attune.
Sure. Yeah, it'll take approximately an hour or so for you to kind of understand how this might work and how to feel the magic as it resonates, as it sits around your finger. So yeah, it'll take about an hour. As you do this, you go and sit, and after an hour passes, you believe that you've gained the knowledge on how to do this. You are now attuned to the Ring of Spell Storing, and you're free to go ahead and cast any of the spells.
Now I have to think of what I'm gonna say.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
25 words or less.
No pressure.
In the meantime, what is everybody else getting ready to do? Leaf will run off to go think about what she's going to say and also attune to this.
Ram was probably the first one up that day. Already downstairs, kind of in a corner. If he had a place he could sit in the corner but still watch the traffic go by, nursing a mug of something, waiting to catch Bass. I think. Just gonna have you on double duty.
Bass would actually get up pretty early, probably not as early as Ran here, but earlier than Cal. So Bass probably would have downstairs.
Yeah, you would see Bass come downstairs. Both of you would probably catch each other pretty close to each other in time.
Bass.
Come on in, sir. How you doing?
Motion to ask him to join. I'm well. Yourself? You enjoy your accommodations here?
I do, sir. The bed's pretty nice. It's big. I can actually sleep on it. My legs don't stick out the end.
How tall is Bass?
Taller than us.
Let me look. Pull this bio page here. Bass is 6'3".
Quick question for you. You wouldn't happen to have any blessed water on you from the temple?
I don't believe I do, sir. I only have normal water.
Are you familiar with any of the clergy here?
To be honest, sir, I am not. I only got here the other day.
No,
I haven't really had
not
done a lot of traveling.
not an interrogation. Not just. It seems I want to need to take a trip to the temple today at some point in time. Would you like to join me? No requirement whatsoever.
I'd be happy to join you.
It's a date then. Ram will kind of go back to fiddling with the mug and kind of staring out the window. There is a temple to Torna, I'm assuming, in this town. Do we know if there is?
Yeah, there's a district kind of dedicated to different temples and such, different deities. Most are, from what your knowledge is that most of them are typically good. None of them are dedicated to like evil or anything even seemingly that way. There's just different ones kind of built for different deities. And you do know there is an area in the district that would support Torna, and that there would be priests and those that worship Torna would be there and available throughout the day.
At some point in time, Rand would like to take Bass and just kind of tour. Nothing too crazy. I don't need to waste a whole bunch of time on it. The main goal there for Rand is to get to fill up on some holy water. Doesn't have to be a ton, but just a vial or two if possible.
Okay. Yeah, you and I'd say you and Bass spend some time. Does anybody else want to go with them? Probably not.
Probably.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I would get
Not this
Corn
time.
would get kicked out, I think.
Yeah, you guys would spend part of your day going, and you do find the temple district. You can see that this district of the town is different. You begin to see a little bit more what look like scenery. There's patches of grass and trees. Certain areas have some animals that seem to kind of live here, it seems. And it really opens itself up, and there are large sections dedicated to different deities. And as you find your way to Torna, you are able to find... Let's pull it. You do find there is this statue that was kind of made to look like Torna that kind of symbolizes that this is the area of Torna that you're entering in this district. You start to see there's like an outside kind of altar that is decorated with these marble pillars, and there are some people that are over there. There is a large temple essentially that you can kind of go in, and there are people walking around in long gowns, and you also do see just other adventurers and other people who are just kind of passing through here, whether they are worshiping deities or just getting to know more about them. This is kind of the area that you have entered into. You find your way to the temple building of Torna, and there are these large doors that are already open, almost inviting people in. And as you do enter, there's different people. You hear different conversations that are going on. But you do see that there is a couple of gentlemen who stand by this kind of like a fountain, and they have these kind of like a table set up, and there are vials and different little things here and there, and it seems like something that would look kind of like a Bible, I guess you could say. It's got a lot of information about Torna. And they kind of stand there just awaiting people to come up to them. You see that there is other people in this room, but you don't seem to see like a head priest or anything at this moment. Or a high priest, maybe. You don't really see anybody of that stature here now.
I think Rand would just make his way through. reverently taking the time to appreciate the temple and its layout and the imagery, but work his way over to the fountain, introduce himself, and inquire. My friends and I have recently returned to the city, but we find ourselves leaving again shortly. We're spending the day restocking on supplies, and one of the items I'm low on would be holy water. Would it be possible to impugn on you to restock my reserves?
See, the older one looks over to you and, oh, yes, of course. Here, he reaches over to the table and grabs a couple of vials and just kind of hands them to you. He just looks at you. You're with the Unbroken, right?
Did anybody hear him say that? How many people in the immediate vicinity ran hearing his name get called? Hearing the group's name get called out like that?
You see the guy, the younger guy who is standing next to him, and there's a few other people nearby, but nobody shoots their heads at you. It seems like everybody's kind of in their own zone.
I would just give him a yes. It seems that word travels fast. We are.
We heard a lot when that arena thing had happened, but I guess you guys were innocent after all. People have already come by and started spreading the word.
It was an ordeal. I would just speaking specifically about the arena. You know the group that was behind it, actually. One of their order was pretending to be a clergyman of Torna. His name was Cephas. He claimed to be a paladin. It might be worth spreading that information throughout the network of the temples, just in case it's something he continues to do through his travels across the countryside.
Of course, that's really good information. We'll make sure that anybody by that name is first interviewed and looked at before they can re-enter a temple. And if there's any other details you could share with us about this man, I'm sure it would help us a lot. But
Rand would give a as descriptive as he can of what Cephas, if Cephas had any specific physical traits to call out or anything like that, and then just a general description of what he looked like.
Yeah, you see he kind of pulls out this notebook and starts penciling in these notes and closes the notebook. Okay, well, I'll make sure to report this to the high priest, and we'll make sure that this gets spread to other temples and that this man won't be able to enter. Know that you can always come back and refill your holy water. Everything that you've done, there won't be a charge.
Thank you. That is very appreciative, and I can't tell you how much that means to me. It will go to a good use. That I promise.
Of course, yeah. It's not a big deal at all. He kind of gives you a half-cocked smile, and he kind of looks at his friend who's just been listening this entire time, and he kind of looks up, and then he just looks at you. He's kind of in training here, so sorry that he's so quiet.
No reason to be apologizing for that. Nice to meet you both. Is there, and I'll look around, is there an obvious place to go pray, light incense, anything like that?
Yeah, you would see that it seems the way that this is typically done, and from what you know is that you can choose to go kind of sit. There's like these pews, kind of like it's kind of almost like a cathedral in a way, but smaller. But there's like these pews that you can go and sit on, and you can certainly spend time just speaking to Torna in kind of that quiet place, or there are like these rooms that provide this incense, or and in each room you would know normally contains an altar for an offering of sorts, should you choose to give an offering.
I would definitely like to find that, light some incense, and leave a silver as an offering.
Okay. You do that. Is there anything specific that you would like to say to Torna? Or are you just kind of spending a moment with her rather than speaking?
I have many questions, and I think soon we will need to talk. I pray that you'll grant me the information that I need as we move forward. I don't think the group realizes the decisions we may need to make here in the next few days, but please just continue to watch over all of us.
As you
Be about it.
As you finish muttering this prayer, there's a feeling of there's just a feeling that you are comfortable with, that you are knowledgeable of, that just feels good. That you feel like she heard you. Bass, did you happen to do anything yourself? This is stuff that you are somewhat familiar with, maybe not on as grand as a scale, but this would also be kind of a place that you are familiar with in a sense because of its deity.
Mhm. Yeah, Bass would just kind of find a spot off to the side and do his own little prayer, but he'll just do it kind of like standing, like hands together and like head kind of bowed.
Cool. Okay. Well, as you finish muttering your prayer, you come out of one of the rooms and you see that there seems to be another individual who is just waiting for you. And as you exit, he enters, and you see Bass, who's kind of more towards the back, off to the side. Seems like maybe he's just finishing up a prayer himself before his gaze meets yours.
I'll give him one of the head jerks toward the exit and see if he wants to follow.
Yeah, Bass will go with you.
Okay.
That's literally all I have for right this moment.
Okay. So you leave. Corin and Frederick.
I
What are you guys doing?
was gonna ask, out of character for right now, did we grab any of the cultists' masks? Do we still have one?
If it came with the clothing, then I have one. Because I did say I grabbed some clothing on the way out,
Yeah,
like that want some of their outfits.
So I'd assume that would have came with it, maybe?
Unfortunately, no. Those were just robes that they would carry on them. They had masks that were separate. They weren't attached.
Okay. Well, no one grabbed one, then I'm going to go to a blacksmith or something and see if I can have a mask made.
Okay.
Not specifically a dragon cultist mask, but I thought since it was already a dragon cultist mask, I could reshape it into something similar.
Okay. Yeah, you you're able to find a kind of nearby blacksmith armorer who is tinkering away on some objects as you approach. You see a gentleman, strong in posture, who appears to be human. There's soot all on his face. It seems like he was polishing up some armor or something, and he notices your approach and walks up to greet you. And as he does, he kind of dusts off his hands. He almost allows you to say something first.
Hi, hope I'm not interrupting your work.
Oh, no, I'm just taking care of some stuff. We're open. Can I help you?
Right. I was wondering, might be a weird request. Do you have any dragon-looking masks?
Oh, I mean, you talking about for defense or just?
Not really defense, more aesthetics, more just like for looks. They look cool, kind of a thing.
Well, there's probably something I got back in here in the shop. We can go check it out if you'd like.
Sure. Doesn't doesn't need horns on it or anything. I've already got my own, and I like point to my two tiefling horns that curl back. So anything that looks dragon kind of in nature or just menacing, I'm cool with one of those, and preferably in like a dark gray or black with like blue accents, something like that, or if that can be put onto it.
Right. Okay. Well, let's go take a look. And he kind of walks you to his shop. You see there's other individuals who are running in and out of doors, and they are carrying supplies and other things, and there's ingots kind of laying around, and he takes you kind of to an area where he's got helmets, face masks, things like that. And he kind of has this area of like, it seems like things were just kind of tossed here, almost like it was scrap. And there are these masks that seem to resemble somewhat of a dragon. However, there's none that have these accents and colors that you're looking for. He does find one and reaches down and he kind of holds it up and looks at it. This one's got all the teeth. You can see it. It's got basically its mouth wide open to kind of allow you to see through it. It's got kind of this very rugged kind of looking to it. The ears are kind of open, and you see that there's almost like this very smooth kobold-like shape to the head. He's like, I got something like this, and he kind of holds it up.
I'm gonna send kind of what I had in mind in terms, just more dragony features, because I'm not looking for something that like elongates out into like a dragon like head or something, just more something just kind of flattened, with just slight dragony kind of features, even if it's got like scales or something like that.
Okay.
But something that's kind of like that. I sent it into the chat. Obviously no horns, but similar to that.
Okay. As you begin to explain this a little bit further to him, he kind of takes what he has and just throws it off to the side. It clangs as it hits the floor. He picks one up that seems to be closer to the design that you're hoping for. There is no horns on the fronts. There seems like maybe there was other pieces in the past that had been attached that came out, but have been either broken off or shaved off. It's not very clean, but you do see there are these massive teeth that kind of leave your bottom face open, and around kind of around the bottom of your face, and large eye holes that you were searching for.
Okay. So, is there any way you could get it to the colors I'm wanting? And if so, how much are you wanting for it?
Kind of takes a moment, looks at it. I mean, I really don't use these very often. I won't charge you an arm and a leg. I just need to get some color in there. You can see he's really thinking about it. I mean, name your price.
And I just kind of like turn around for a second, like, ooh, I'm not good with prices. How does...
He's kind of like looking, like almost
I
trying to
look
over
back
your
at...
shoulder.
I look back at you and I'm like, how does 100 gold sound?
Do you want to be generous, or?
I mean, is that too much? So I don't buy things very often. I've never had the amount that I have now.
That's okay. Yeah, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna get some accents in here and color this up the way you'd like. Let's just say 5 gold.
You know what? You're very nice. 10 gold. And I will make sure to spread the name of your business here with the rest of the Unbroken. I feel like they would really like this place. And I hand him over the 10 gold.
You hand it.
Sorry, what?
Baby.
You're haggling your way into a higher price.
He kind of looks at you quizzically, and okay, well, thank you very much. Tell him it's the Giant's Anvil. And he takes it immediately. Hey, Benjamin! And he calls a guy over who You see a young fellow, probably in his mid-teens, runs up. Hey, go ahead and get the colors going on this. We're looking for kind of an accent blue, and he kind of describes what you're looking for. You see this mid-teens kid kind of takes it, nods his head, okay, and then he kind of looks over at you, and he's kind of like, okay, and he runs off, and you can kind of see the individual you're talking to. Hey, sorry, he doesn't see many tieflings around. It's don't
Yeah,
worry about it.
no, it's fine. We don't really get a good name for ourselves. Anyways, okay, I kind of put this thing together. If you want to take a look at it and just see if there's anything that could be improved on it, here, and I'm gonna pull out my meteor hammer and rope dart weapon and just kind of put on the table. Obviously, I wouldn't say it's perfect or anything, but if there's any improvements you can do, maybe. Probably not a weapon you've seen before.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody's made this.
he gets it and he kind of picks it up and he's trying to like balance it and hold it. I don't know what you have here, but he's kind of I mean, I've seen something like this before, but yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think I can really do much with this. I haven't seen anything like this before. Yeah.
I mean, can I show you what it does? Maybe that'll help. I mean, I'm looking just to make sure it doesn't break when I use it and make sure it can deal a good hit.
Okay. He kind of looks around for a moment. I got like a big bag. Just give me a second. He kind of goes and he starts pulling this large, basically mannequin that he's got, and he places this what looks like a large, soft bag, it seems, over it. And so it looks like just a big brown bag is over it. And he says, okay, go ahead. Try to hit that.
And I kind of back out. You might want to just like out of the way a little bit. Making sure he's well enough away from it. And basically I'm just going to whip out the rope dart, swing it around for a second to get the momentum, swings it under my leg and kicks it with the same leg, and you watch as just the rope dart goes straight into the bag. As it does that, though, I'm also going to use my draconic strike, and you're going to watch as lightning hurls through the chain and into the bag, and it kind of lightning shoots off from it.
As this happens, he's watching and see he's trying to follow your movements, and as it hits, he's just kind of standing there, kind of stunned, and he's like, "You do that all the time."
You could say shocked.
Surely. You do this all the time. I mean, you're that good with it.
Been training with it for like a day now, and idea kind of popped in mind. So I don't know, new concept, but is there anything that could be improved? Like I said, I want it to be durable. You saw the whole lightning thing. I want to make sure that it doesn't just explode and break when I do that.
Right.
Making sure it's resilient.
Yeah. He kind of goes over and he pulls it out of the bag and he holds it. And he's like, I don't know how you've got this weight thing down. As the weight feels kind of imbalanced to somebody who's not used to using these types of weapons to begin with.
Because it's like a 15, like almost 10 to 15 foot long like rope or chain with a metal ball on one side and a dart on the other. And I just mentioning to him too, like, so with the weight, the metal ball is another weapon added onto it. So the rope dart's kind of that first one I just showed you. The hammer ball part, I kind of slam it and it's like a wrecking ball kind of a thing. It's almost just a hammer on a chain.
Right.
So it's more or less two weapons in one, so I don't use it at the same time. So the balance isn't really what I'm looking for. It's kind of got the balance already that I need. It's just again, just if there's anything to improve it, more damage, maybe? I don't know. New to this.
Yeah, he kind of examines it further, and seems like he's really in thought before he looks at you. I'm really not sure how else I can improve this. I really like the idea though, and maybe I'll sketch it up and try to come up with an idea over the next few days. If you're gonna be around, so you can swing by and maybe we can work something out.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, do you weird concept maybe? Do you take like investors or anything like that? Is that a thing?
We've tried. Hasn't always went the greatest for us.
Okay, so I give you this concept. If you can make me something better, cooler, it doesn't need to be within like, oh, the next day, but like at any moment, I could keep spreading your word and maybe float a few gold your way. Possibly. I mean, I know the Unbroken would love to have not necessarily a private blacksmith, but I mean somebody who would work really well on their works. I mean, does that sound like something?
Kind of leans back. Oh, you're with the Unbroken. Okay, yeah. I mean, just about everybody's heard about these guys. The guys that destroyed the arena. But don't worry, we know. Somebody's come running by telling everybody that you guys are off the chopping block, I guess. But anyway, yeah, if you could just make it back in the next 2-3 days, I'll have something drawn up for you and see if maybe we can work something out.
Perfect. Yeah, and if you need anything from me, new designs, anything like that, let me know. Sorry, name, Frederick Stormborn.
Kind of holds his hand
Pleasure
out.
to meet you.
It's just Leon. It's good to meet you.
Meet Leon. And it was the giant's anvil?
Yeah, you see that there's like this large giant as kind of their emblem, and underneath his foot, giant's kind of got his foot on top of an anvil.
Perfect. Well, I'll leave you to it. For the mask, come back tomorrow.
Just come back later today. It'll be done. Coloring's pretty simple. At least what you're wanting is pretty simple to get done.
Perfect. I'll come back later today then. Thank you again.
Yeah, no problem.
And then I would make my way out. And I'm pretty sure during that time too, I'd make sure he would have sketched out like my beater hammer rope dart. That way he still has a design for it. I don't want to leave my weapon there.
Right. Yeah. He kind of takes a moment, straws it out, kind of really tries to picture it, and he's really trying to remember how you even used it. And then he's kind of hands it back to you, and he's got like this drawing of it now, and he's got like numbers written on it, and like length and things like that, and just guess on weight and things like that. And he just takes it and he runs back inside and begins kind of working on a concept.
And I would leave, and I don't know, I'd probably go back to training with it just to see if I could get better with it. So obviously we're going into something big here, so I'll make sure I'm not accidentally stabbing one of my own friends.
Right.
Would not be good.
Okay. So you leave and you find a place to start training further with this thing. Leaf. Have you figured out what you're going to do yet with your sending?
Yep. I put it in chat so I wouldn't
Oh.
forget it. Also, we counted it. It's 24 words. So she's going to say, Sunny, I have powerful friends helping me find you. I just need to know if you're alive, where you are, or who has you.
Okay. That's what you send?
Yes.
Okay. You hold your fist kind of tight as you focus on this spell. This is something new to you, but you've heard Kalter talk about it a few times. You've heard Korn talk about it a few times, so you're doing your best to just kind of think about how to use this spell. And you see it as it lights up, and you just kind of hear like a as it seems like the spell was discharged. as you sit there and wait, you feel the spell, and it feels like it was blocked. As if it couldn't reach its intended target. What do you do?
This point she's probably like alone, right? Because everybody else. No, Corin's still there, isn't he?
He hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't. If everyone's doing their own thing, he hasn't gone it. He hasn't quite left yet.
So she'll kind of like walk up to Corin and just like shaking a little bit. I think I did it, but I don't think it worked. I don't know what this means. Do you know what this means?
Take me through step by step. You use the spell.
I used the spell and I waited and
Did anything
it
feel weird or unnatural, or
felt like it didn't work. Like he didn't get it. He didn't
as it
hear me.
as in like it couldn't find the recipient, or that did it feel like it was blocked from another force? There's different ways of reason that the spell may not work.
Did it feel like it was blocked by another source or
It-
As you felt it, it's hard to tell. The normal feeling of it not getting to its recipient is that it could be that there was an outside force that stopped it, or it could be that your brother is no longer alive. It could be that he's on a different plane of existence and it just couldn't make it to that plane. But all of those would have felt a block, essentially. You wouldn't be entirely sure if it was due to another magical effect or if it was due to a natural effect. Natural
Well,
being death.
well, I can keep recharging it throughout the day today, and you can keep trying if you want to. How about we try it at least a couple more times? Maybe we'll get lucky. If it's something on another plane, I know it's a percentage chance. Don't see why your brother would be on another plane. Uh, I'm guessing if he is if he is where you think he is, if he's in Blackstone, they probably have a means to block any spells or anything coming in, which means they probably have sorcerers or wizards or, you know, Cephas. I mean, Cephas has magic. It could be just something like that. But I wouldn't give up yet.
I I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying.
When
Just worth noting, sorry. The ring of spellsword only had one sending in it.
Yep, I'll have to recharge it. Yeah,
We
yeah,
just have to recharge it, but yeah.
yeah. How about give it a little bit of time? When midday comes, I'll. How about when later afternoon comes, I'll come back, and then when evening comes, where night comes, I'll come back, and I'll recharge it. So at least you'll be able to at least do it 2 more times, and then uh, if I have the spells available, we could do it another 5 times. If I don't need to do anything today, I can give it to you 7 times of sending. I feel like that's within my power. But I would like to leave at least one for Cal, especially if we're leaving tomorrow. I want to leave at least one for him so he can use it in time of need.
Okay.
Here, let me see the ring.
Hand it back.
And how long does it take to spell store again?
I mean, you just cast the spell. It's one action. So it doesn't take long, but it only has enough room for one sending at a
Gotcha.
time.
So just all right. I like squeeze my hand, like a little flicker of light, I guess, will go into the ring, and all right, it's ready whenever you want to use it again.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I knew your brother, I'd feel comfortable. I mean, I have to know the target.
It's okay. I'll try again later.
Okay.
Corn's gonna kind of stand there awkwardly because he's not good around people. Uh, just don't like give up hope or stuff like that. Like he really wishes his brother was here. Oh, that does remind me when he thinks of his brother. When everyone gets back, make sure we need to tell him about this. Okay, this might be good. If you want, I don't want to do this. I'm trying to. I would like to keep it under wraps, but I could also try to send a message, like sending spell, to Steven or Cephas and see if it's blocked as well. Because if they're in Blackstone, and it's the same thing, then it should get blocked as well. But if they know I can send them messages and stuff like that, they might be on guard. I feel like it's like a one time thing where I kind of want to surprise them.
Out of character, with the papers of sending, is it kind of like the same feeling where you can like tell if it's not going through, or is it just like it disappears and then you never get anything back?
With the papers of sending, from what you have been told and how it's been used, it usually just pops away. And whether it goes or not, typically it goes somewhere. But if it doesn't seem to make it, it's really hard to know for sure. That's not something that you can feel. It just kind of goes.
You only feel it if the paper comes back
Right.
Gotcha.
because it's in your
Gotcha.
hands.
Okay. Cool. 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 Cool.
Thank you for that explanation. Appreciate that.
Sorry. I should have been a bard.
You are a bard. You're a level 1 bard.
You're right. You're right.
Don't give up hope. We'll figure it out. I would like to send at least maybe a couple sending spells for the end of the day. Maybe we can find more allies to help us reach Blackstone. But let's figure it out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get your hopes up. It was a stupid thing to even suggest. I should have known that it's probably going to get blocked. I just, I understand about family.
It's okay. I thank you. Even a little hope for him right now is better than what I've had.
Hold on to that. And then Corin
Okay.
leaves.
Yeah, I was about to say he's
Just
gonna like
walks away awkwardly.
go for a walk.
Cool.
Could I by chance go? There was a mention of wizards.
Leaf wanted to go there too. It's one of those
Hey,
things where you park
Leaf.
next to each other and
Yeah.
you say goodbye and then you walk out to your car.
Hey, Leaf. I'm going to go see some wizards. Do you want to come? Did
Yeah,
you say?
yeah,
Did
I'll
you
go.
say something about yesterday about their mentioning of wizards when you were trying to buy stuff?
Yeah, there was an artificer shop and there was wizards. But the guy at the blacksmith didn't seem like he really liked the wizards. So they might be, I don't know. But yeah, I'll go.
Well, I'm hoping maybe I can talk to them and hopefully learn a couple things from them. That's all I'm planning on doing today is just more studying. That's all. That's all it is. That's all I ever do.
Okay. All right, so you're just gonna go kind of do a little bit more studying, taking
Yeah, I
a
want
walk
to try
around the
to.
town.
Yeah, I kind of want to try to see to find the wizards and then see maybe they can help me try to, if they have the potential to teach me a spell, or maybe I could like learn from their spell book or something to trade for a spell or figure out what I would need to do.
Okay. You want to go find kind of a little a place for wizards, or were you wanting to go talk to those artificers?
No, so I from what Leaf was saying that there was a artificer's place and then there was also a place for wizards themselves. I think so. I would Corn would try to go for the wizards.
Okay. Okay. I'd say you guys are able to kind of start walking, and as you do, you bump into Corn as you're walking. You bump into somebody, and as you do, you kind of take a step back, just kind of keeping your head low. You really don't like these crowds of people, um, and you hear a female voice. Oh, so you're back in town. You lift your head up to see a familiar face. You see Serafina, the girl that you faced off in the arena
Oh
that
no.
you completely destroyed with lightning bolts. You can see she's got the very interesting attire going. It's almost like she's got the spikes kind of going around her neck with a kind of a cloak that is kind of attached to it and it's kind of off. There seems to be some type of like almost like pine needles or something that's sticking out. She's got a very darker clothing kind of attached. You kind of remember that she did dress in darker clothing before, but this just seems like she's kind of maybe upgraded her attire some. And she's just kind of looking at you, arms crossed, uh, like she like meant to stand in your way for you to bump into her.
Ah, Serafina. Good to see that you're doing well. Have you been in? Have you stayed in Esron this whole time?
Oh, back and forth. I took on another monster hunting quest in your absence, and I came back to hear that the Unbroken was destroying the town
Falsely.
right after you destroyed me in the arena.
Falsely.
There
Those
was
rumors,
so
those
much.
accusations were unfounded.
I want
It
you to
was
know
not us.
there was so much that I wish I could have done had you not electrified me. She's kind of like looking at you with almost like a little bit of maybe some anger, but then she just kind of gives you a punch on the arm. She's like, "It's okay. Everybody knows that you guys are the bad guys."
Thank you. You know, before I went out there, they told me I was the goal was to end the fight as quickly as I could. So, sorry for going all heavy hitter right there.
It's fine. I probably should have prepared a little better. I didn't quite expect to meet someone of your strength out there. So, but anyway, how long are you guys going to be in Isran?
Just for a day. We're actually leaving tomorrow. We have business we have to take care of.
Okay.
Actually, you might hear. Would you mind coming to the Dragons later this evening?
She kind of says, "No, I've got a lot of plans actually."
That's fine. I was hoping you might want to talk to the rest of my group with me, the Unbroken.
And then
Uh,
she kind of grins. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I can be
that's
there.
fine. Hey, I don't want to assume. I don't want to assume, but you've heard. Yes, we were blamed for what happened, but I hope you know the true culprits.
We've heard that it's the Black Hands, and we've been told to be very careful at the Monster Hunters Guild. Um, actually, you might remember there was a Dragonborn that was in the guild at the time. His name was Arjan, I think was his name. Um, he was working with him. He's inside lead on the guild, and you guys could have gotten a lot of trouble had you went with him on that hunt. Anyway,
Wait, so Arjan was with the Black Hand?
I guess so. He was another one of their inside leads, but after the arena happened, he immediately ran there to, I guess, assist the Black Hand, and I don't know what happened to him. He's just gone. It would explain his attitude towards everybody.
What are your feelings about the Black Hand? About the Black Hand?
Heard they're terrible people, and seems like they try to do whatever they want, I suppose. I mean, I've heard about a lot of executions of Black Hand members here, but um, I don't trust them.
Do you want to have a chance to stop them and then help keep Esrun safe?
I don't know that I'm really capable. I don't know. You really think I could help?
All help is good help. Seraphina, if you would do me a favor, and I would gladly pay you for the service. You're not just a courier. You're not anything like that. I understand. You're a very strong, capable magic wielder, and that I was grateful enough to be able to duel against. If you go back to the Monsters Guild today, will you among the ones that you talk to that you trust? Will you at least ask if anybody wants to help deal a blow against the Black Hand to come to the Dragon's Lair this evening to speak with the Unbroken?
Suppose I could maybe mention a few things, but a lot of our guild members are out on missions right now.
That's fine. It wouldn't be able. You wouldn't even be able to get over there for at least for the next week. The mission wouldn't even started. What we want to do won't even start for at least a week or so.
Yeah, I could
Just
try
come-
to ask.
any-
And
If anybody just wants to listen, if anybody wants to just talk, please come by tonight.
sure, yeah. I'm sure Caleb would love to go, but he's currently off on another mission. But I'll try to mention some things and maybe see if we can't get some more help.
I hate you guys.
Maybe next time we can have just a normal conversation, huh? And she kind of smiles a little
Yeah.
bit, and then
I'll clap-
she says,
I'll
"Anyway,
I'll clap her on the shoulder too and say, yeah, next time I'll try not to. Make sure not to hold back."
she kind of
And then just give her a playful, like give her like a little bump in the shoulder back, of like, "I'm kidding. That was my best spell back then."
you seem to like have kind of got her. She was kind of quizzically looking at you for a moment before you get her, and she kind of smiles. Right. Okay. Well, maybe see you in the Unbroken tonight. And she kind of looks at you oddly and then scurries off.
Take care. I immediately look at Leaf. Not a word. I don't know what you thought that was. We both know I'm awkward. I thought she was about to. I was ready to cast some. We were about to be able to get arrested again by the guards. I thought we were about to have another throwdown. Come on, let's go.
Okay. You begin to continue walking.
Stop. Fuck you.
You as you continue walking, you do find what looks like a kind of a shop that's built to almost look like a miniature wizard's tower. That kind of points you that this is probably a place for wizards. It's a slightly larger building than some of the others, and as you walk up to the front doors, you do see that there are almost like there's some children as well as maybe some younger adults who seem to be studying and going through with some magical incantations, and you see that there appears to be other people who are teaching other people some things, and you see that you may have stumbled into maybe a school, a small school or something, and as you walk in, a couple people kind of look at you and then they kind of go back to their books. You kind of see off in the corner there's a kid trying to use a wand, and doesn't seem like he's really doing anything. You see a younger adult he's overdoing, you can just tell he's overdoing a lot of his hand movements. As you walk in, you almost kind of get the thought that like people look like amateurs. But you do see that there appear to be older adults around who are kind of walking around, examining other people, making sure nothing gets like destroyed. You have made your way into this building.
Oh my god. Harry Potter reference, nice. I'm just gonna try to find, who might be the not master, but who may just be more in charge of the area. And just maybe I'll ask a couple questions around people, try to see if anybody looks like they're like more of the, kind of running things.
Yeah, you come upon a
Oh, wait, oh no, never mind. No, yeah, no, Seraphina is my real name. I forgot. I was like, wait, doesn't Seraphina just know me by Scorn? But no, that was just she should know me by Corn.
Yeah. You come upon this kind kind of bigger dragonborn fellow who's wearing glasses. He's got a big robe on. He's got a book in kind of his armpit as he's holding it. He's just kind of looking around. This guy seems to be somebody that maybe kind of who you're looking for.
Excuse me, I was just curious. Is this where wizards can come to train and maybe write copy spells? If that's something you do?
Kind of looks at you, kind of adjusts his glasses. Oh, yes. Yeah, if you'd like to spend some time learning new spells or getting some help from a mentor, we can help you.
That would be greatly appreciative. Excuse me, sorry, my name is Corn.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Corn. You can just
This
call...
is Leaf. I point down so he can, in case he misses her.
He kind of looks down, and you can kind of see a smile comes across the Dragonborn's face as it's good to meet you. My name is Dragor, and I help run this library, this facility, whatever you want to call it. Really, it's just a place for us wizards to figure things out.
It seems me and my group were about to go on a assignment, expedition, if you will, and I'm just looking for something that will help us get out in case something happens. And I know teleport itself is out of my domain right now, but I was hoping to learn something along of a teleportation circle or something along those lines, in case my venturing party and me, if we run into trouble, we could do something hopefully in a jiffy and get out. I'm just trying to keep my friends safe.
Well, there's things like teleport that could help, or if you need to get from one area to the next fairly quickly, I mean, there's a spell called Dimension Door. Shorter distances like Misty Step could help as well.
I was hoping for more of like the actual spell Teleportation Circle. I've been looking into it a little bit, but I haven't been able to find much research on it.
He takes a moment. He opens up a book and he flips to a page and kind of begins to scan his finger and read through it. Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, there's a couple things I could do for you. I could get you a scroll that you could pay for, and if you know how to use a scroll, and that could work. Or
Corn just looks around like, do people really not know how to use a scroll around here? This is his internal dialogue. He's thinking like.
As you kind of turn around and like look, he kind of catches it, but he doesn't say anything. So there is that option. We could attempt to teach you this spell. However, it's not something that is taught quickly. You mentioned you were leaving soon.
Yes. I figured it would not be something that would be taught quickly. Maybe how much would a actual, well, if we're going to just do scrolls, then how much would a scroll of teleport cost?
Just teleport.
Yes.
Kind of.
He types it into his little thick computer.
Yeah, he said, 1 second, please. Let me see. Kind of looks, and it kind of flips through his book again and finds what looks like this spell. And you can, as you kind of look over his book, you see that there's inscriptions and drawings and things, and it's all kind of in Draconic, like its book was maybe something he wrote or it was made for him. And he kind of goes and he puts his finger through it. Okay. Well, teleport is not, it's a complicated spell, but I could sell you a scroll. It's not cheap.
I assumed. It's probably going to be out of my price range. I'm just curious.
Well, the lowest I could do is 5,000 gold.
Corn tries his best to keep a straight face. Yes. As at the mass distance and everything. It's quite complicated.
It takes a lot of energy and time to really place this into its scroll form. And
I understand.
sure, yeah. Kind of nods his head, like
Mhm.
waiting to see what you say.
Mm-hmm.
Looks kind of down to Leaf now.
Yeah, Leaf. What? You said you had to be here real quick. Why? Why I think about this?
Um. Yeah. Okay. Um. I forgot why I needed to be here. I got distracted.
So you get for making jokes.
He as he kind of looks at you and you don't really have an answer, he kind of looks back up at you. A teleportation circle is actually fairly cheaper. If you are having issues affording that, not that I would assume that you can't, but
No, I understand. But would that work the same as because I know with teleportation circle, I've in my research that you would have to actually draw the circle. Whether the circle would just be infused onto the ground once the scroll is activated, or and it's only places that I know, I believe. Correct?
you
Is there a
would.
is there a preset that's in the teleportation circle so that it just takes us somewhere specific?
Well, what you'll need to do is that there's a template that's written on the scroll. Take some chalk and you'll draw it out to the template according to what you need, and you will need a place that you can teleport to, and you'll need to draw that out in that area if there's not already one there.
Does Esron have a teleportation circle?
Oh yes, of course they do. Yeah, a
Could you
lot of them are in the main chambers of the castle, but somewhere in the outer city, like we are now, I don't. Probably not.
so basically I would need to draw on the circle. This is out of character. I would need to draw on the scroll Esron's teleportation circle and then activate it and it would work.
You
Or do I
would,
need to draw a circle on the ground itself and then have the teleportation circle on the scroll where we're going and then activate on the ground?
so you would draw it pretty much anywhere on the ground, and you will just basically need the sigils of a
Of where
specific place, and it links it to that place. So you can draw it anywhere on the ground as long as you have the right sigils. Then you can
right.
link yourself to another circle.
So do I just need just Esron sigils then, or do I need another pair of sigils?
You could get Esseron sigils. You would have to go and figure those out. You'd have to see if
Yes.
you're even allowed to have that. It's kind of
Right.
like it's like the password to your bank account. Like you don't want people
Right.
to have that because everybody will
Right.
get flooded into it.
Right. I just want to double check. I just make sure I didn't have like two sets like of the where I'm at and then also my destination. You know.
Yeah, no,
But yeah,
you should be able to just draw it one time, and then if you have the sigils, you can link. But if you need to create your own, then you
mhm.
would need two and create your own sigils, and it's a whole nother process.
And Dracor, how much is that?
I suppose I could part with this for 500.
500. Okay. Okay, I might be back with you. We might be able to make that work. I'm not sure because we just spent a lot about God stuff. I guess I don't know. I had to give a lot of money away for that. People swindling you all the time for charities and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Blessed waters and stuff like that. Just things like. Do you know if you knew somebody who could bless things, you don't think they could bless their own water? Why does a higher person that could bless have to bless the water?
I don't know. I really thought about that. Did you say you wanted the scroll, or?
I would have to come back for it. I only have 94 on me right now. So again, I had the money, but I had to get rid of it. But if I could spend the day here and maybe start learning, I obviously know it takes much longer time than a day. But if I could spend the day here just learning, I'd be most grateful. Or if there's anything you could maybe teach me in a day, I'd be most grateful. I'm a more of what you call a homeschooled wizard. I've kind of had to teach everything myself through my own research.
Well, yeah, we could try to teach you something, but It'd be easier if you just came with questions.
Right.
But
Well,
yeah.
how about well, can I come back to you either later today or tomorrow?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. We'll be here.
Thank you very much. Sorry to intrude.
We're open. Don't feel sorry. He kind of turns around and goes back to studying different parts of his book.
That's his spell book, huh?
Maybe.
It probably is. I guess yeah. Corn will just kind of hang out for a minute and just watch, and then once he's seen people do their thing a few times, he's going to head back to the tavern.
Okay.
Maybe he'll try to stop by the castle on the way back, just to see if he can learn the sigils and write them down in his book. But if he can't, he'll just go to the tavern.
Yeah, you make your way back, and you do see some guards by the castle who, as you approach and ask about the sigils of a teleportation circle, they kind of give you a quizzical look. Oh, we don't normally give that out to just anybody, and I know you're not just anybody, but
If you could just ask, you know, the right hand, if he could message me back later today if we're allowed to have it or not. No worries if we can't. I just would like to hear word from him.
okay. We'll see what we can do.
Thank you.
And he just kind of stands there. Doesn't seem like he makes any active progression to do
Oh, it's
anything in
fine.
that moment. But
That's fine.
you make your way back to the tavern with Leaf. Is there anything that anybody else would like to do for your final day, kind of an Esseron before your big journey in the following day?
Yes. So at the beginning of the day, Cal kind of chills in the tavern, but after a little while, he'll try and go out and see if he can find Frederick. I don't know where Frederick would have gone after the blacksmiths.
I feel like I would have went out to find like somewhat. Is there like a training yard or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, there's like a large kind of training yard. A lot of the guards and such are there, and some other adventurers. And it's just this big yard, and it's got some mock weapons that are usually pretty well dinged up, and they've got great just targets and practice and things like that. It typically costs a little bit to go in and train, maybe a silver to go in.
Or yeah, I feel like I'd be just that's where I would be is just training with that. Maybe when he comes up, I'm like taking a break or just getting done or something like that, taking a break and resting for a second.
Sure, yeah. Cal, you'd probably think about some of your recent encounters with Frederick and decide, got this new weapon recently. Maybe he's training with it. So you find yourself, it's reasonable to say that you'd go there, and you do see a Frederick who is currently wiping off some sweat.
Oh, Cal. How's it
Hello
going?
there. How are you doing?
Yeah, exhausted a little bit. Training a lot because we're doing the whole Black Hand thing. So
That is fair. You don't have to do that right now. I can always show you this later, but a long time ago now, we found this book that is written in, I believe, Draconic. We used to have someone in the party who could read it, and I just never gave him the book. I meant to, but I forgot to. I was curious if you would want to read it. It's Draconic, so I don't know what it's about. I mean, we looted it, I believe, from a evil druid's cave. Long story, but it may have something of interest to you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if it's draconic, sure. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I guess I'd take it from you and kind of flip through the pages, just a couple of them, just to skim to see what it's kind of about.
It's hard to tell. It seems like there's a little bit of study and some history on dragons, maybe. There's some depictions of dragons, some illustrations, and then long blocks of text. So, really, all you can gather, some skimming.
seems just kind of like a normal book on dragons. I'll look a little bit more into it later.
Feel
I mean,
free
for
to
all
hold
we
on
know,
to it if you want to.
yeah, yeah, sure. I mean, for all we know, there could be something important in it. Heck, could be a weakness on dragons or something. Um, might as well look. So I kind of just take that, pocket it into my small satchel. And are you heading back to the tavern? Or are you anything else you need?
Probably. I don't. Honestly, I don't have a lot to do today. I noticed Bass is not here, so I'm guessing he went somewhere in town. So I'm just doing some practice with the diary. I finished writing something today.
Okay. And we don't have to talk about it. I know you're not too keen on the magic stuff right now, but I'm, monk stuff. I do meditate quite quite a lot. Um, have you tried maybe meditating or like I don't know, trying something to kind of focus on your magic a little bit?
It's a good idea. I'll be honest. Normally, when I do magic, I just kind of will it and do it. It's a bit more of an emotional, instinctive thing. But no, I did not think of meditating. I could try that. I did learn a few tricks from kind of being more in tune with my library, which he actually does have the library with him. But I'll give that a try. I
I mean,
appreciate that.
you have these powers, these arcane abilities. Obviously, if you don't want anything to do with them, you don't have to do anything with them, but have them. A lot of people don't. You might as well try and hone them somewhat, somehow, and I don't know. Maybe I might be useful later.
I will try. Thank you.
Of course. Here, I'll head back to the tavern with you. I'm probably done for training for the day, so
Okay. You guys head back to the tavern.
Can I send a message to the right hand of the king?
How?
Was sending.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I want to cast sending on it real quick. I kind of want to update him what's going on with. Hopefully, this is a good idea. Who wants to count for me? Anyone want to count for me?
I can count for you.
This is Corin. Might have others who can help in next wave of Blackstone. Talking tonight.
It was 2.
Talk to you. Oh, that's why I get 5 more.
You got 19.
Yep.
Oh, I thought I was only at 3 later. Have a good day.
Okay. All right. So you cast this sending, and your perfectly well worded script sends.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, that comes out way easier than that. Just then.
Yeah, it sends, and you feel a block.
But that bitch, fucking. You see-
Leaf would have also, like, sometime toward midday, like, tried again to do sending to Sunny.
Okay. Do you have the sending spell?
Yeah, I put it
Yeah,
in
he
the
looked
ring
at
already
the ring.
this morning. In the morning, yep.
Okay. You're trying again.
Also, she'll hear Corn just cussing Infernal for a second as he pulls out a sheet of fucking ad paper, writes it down in a more complex thing, writes down what he wanted to say in the sending spell, and sends it off because he knew that arrived before.
halfway through the day, Leaf, you attempt to cast Sending again using some of the same verbiage. And again, there's a block.
She's not going to say anything this time.
Okay. For everybody else, I believe everybody ends up meeting at kind of different times. You all kind of find your way back to the tavern as evening approaches. You all slowly, one by one, begin to see each other again. It comes to a point where all of you are together now, back in kind of the lobby area of the Dragon's Lair. Seems like things are winding down. Other people are kind of coming in and going up to their rooms.
So we might have some people come by tonight. Just so everybody knows. Might have mentioned to does everyone remember who was here before? The woman mage Seraphina that I fought? That kind of just kept casting lightning against her over and over
Oh
and
yeah,
over.
the one you just. Oh wait, I wasn't there. Never mind. I don't know. I mean, what? What's happening? Who's
It's
this?
Steven!
Yeah, Steven just shows up. Oh yeah.
I ran into her on the street actually, and just Bass, can we go to your room real quick again? I'm gonna make sure nobody's around.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
All right. Once we know we're in his room, there's no window or anything like that. Arjan, right? Was his name right?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Arjan?
I'm playing music. Sorry.
Like,
I heard it. It
Where?
sounded cool.
That's.
Where is
I
this
was like,
music?
what just happened?
Roll 20,
It's
right?
going-
Because roll 20 you can play music. I think.
I'm implementing music in Roll20.
I love it.
I haven't
That's
messaged that
awesome.
yet. You have to tell me how it goes.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
Anyway, continue.
Do you guys remember Arjan?
He was one of the 3 companions we were offered.
That we had to choose, right? That we worked with.
It was. Oh Jesus! Now I can't think of his name. The person that we actually had come with us.
Yeah,
Out
the
of
guy with the
character,
dog.
it was like a metal dog or something like
It was
that.
an artificer.
Yes.
Yep.
Think for a minute, his name comes back to you, Caleb. Was his name with his dog?
Yeah. Remember, he was one of the 3 we could have talk. We picked, and we didn't pick him, and it seems like it was a good thing we didn't pick him. He was he was like Cephas. He was one of the Black Hand leads. Once the fighting broke out, I was told, he kind of aligned with the Black Hand and fled with them. So, we
Man.
got onto talking about the Black Hand, and I told her if she or anybody else who might want to strike against the Black Hand, if they were interested, to come by the tavern tonight and speak with the Unbroken. Sorry to put the Unbroken name out there like that, but if we can have more people being ready to go with the King's Men and the raiding party on the next ship, we might have some really good reinforcements, and they're from more people from the Monsters Guild. So I figured at least the chat tonight wouldn't hurt. We don't have to go into specifics. I try to send a sending spell, and I'll say this loud enough so Leaf can hear. I tried to send a sending spell to earlier to the right hand of the king, and it was blocked. So obviously, probably wards and everything. So I wrote to him. Hopefully, he writes a letter back saying how he wants us to proceed with this. But the more people we can help us, the better, I think.
Ignore that.
Oh God!
Hold up. Wait a minute.
What am I supposed
12?
to do?
DM's rolling.
Don't worry about it.
You hear a
Don't worry
loud
about it.
dragon roar or something.
12 doesn't hit, by the way.
Well,
Yeah.
well, misses.
He's making sure the NPC works still. That's all.
Yeah.
No. That was against the right hand.
Oh, is it nighttime, by the way?
It's almost nighttime. Sun is going down.
Dusk.
Yeah, I'd say dusk. Sure.
I will say on the way back,
Excellent.
when I was walking back with Cal, I would have went back and grabbed the mask that was being made.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to grab it, and it's made to near perfection. He just kind of tells you, come back again some other time.
I just wanted to make sure I grabbed that before we end up leaving.
Right.
So is everyone okay with that, or should we not be talking to people tonight? Obviously, we're not going to say that we're on a secret mission, or not a secret mission. We're on a mission with the king, but maybe we can
I don't
put
even
in
know
words for
that
people.
far. Your intentions are noble. I don't think it's our place to provide any information. I think we make a reference to the palace and leave it there. It's troubling that one of their own reported to the Black Hand, and it begs to question how many more are there, how many are still there, and
I mean, their numbers and our numbers, we kind of have the more bigger percentage. We had 2.
who was the second one? What am I missing?
Steven. Steven
Oh,
left with them to go.
Yeah, I don't count him. I understand. However, us providing any information at this time puts us in direct jeopardy, literally behind enemy lines.
All I was going to say is there might be, in the coming days, a way for people to fight against the Black Hand. That's all I was going to say, or just at least gauge the interest of people who might want to fight against the Black Hand. I wasn't going to say anything. I was just curious. I was just curious to see how many people would show up.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Well, it's going to be sometime tonight, so.
About what time of night is it? Dusk-ish?
Yeah, it's probably 7 o'clock maybe.
Come find me if you need me. And Rand's gonna head to his room.
Okay, what are you doing?
Just shuts the door and
He's lucky I don't banish him sometimes. He needs to be put in like a timeout for like a minute, and then he'll come back and like both him and Rand and Corn banish each other at the same time.
Like you both are saying the same exact thing as he shuts the door.
Yes.
God, I wish I could banish him simultaneously.
Well, I mean, I thought he said he wanted to do something about he needed some money for something, but like I don't know if maybe it didn't become fruitful or something. Maybe I guess he'll tell us if he needs us. I guess I'll go downstairs. I'll see y'all downstairs. I'll see if anybody shows up.
I wouldn't
Oh,
worry
you do
too
that.
much, Corn. You know, Rand's pretty stand-up person. If he needs something, I think he'd tell us.
Thank you, Bass.
You head back downstairs, and you wait to see if anybody shows up. Who's all waiting downstairs?
Cal and Bass.
Okay.
Just let me know if you need another charge. Leaf.
Leaf is gonna kind of halfway ignore that and like pull Cal aside, and like hand him like a very tightly folded piece of paper, and just say, if we don't come back, I have a family that could be in danger, and I need you to get this to them to get them to safety. And she's gonna like halfway tell him about Kai, and like this is the person to get this word to, and then go find Ran.
Okay. Ran would be up in his room.
And she's gonna knock on the door, because she doesn't just barge into people's rooms. She's a lady.
Who is it?
It's just me.
Come on, come in.
Kind of like opens the door and like peeks in, like gotta make sure it's safe.
You'll see Rand has cleared the floor basically and pushed and opened up a big section on the floor, and you can see him with chalk has drawn some different symbology that you recognize personally from things that he's carried on him at other times if you've been around the temples when he stopped by them, and has some incense burning, and what looks like a couple vials of liquid laid out on a table. Hi.
She's gonna shut the door behind her and be very careful not to step on anything, because she saw what happened the last time somebody stepped on this kind of thing, and she's terrified. And she's gonna kind of like be wringing her hands in front of her, and I have a very large favor to ask of you.
Speaking. What do you need?
We're going to Blackstone, and there's a chance that my brother might be there. But there's also a chance that he is dead. And if he is, and something happens to me, I want you to let me go. You've brought me back before, but if he's not here anymore, I can't. And she's gonna hand him almost the exact same paper that she handed Cal, and say, the only person in this world that I truly love other than my brother is my mom. And if I don't make it back, I need someone to make sure that my family is safe. And she's gonna tell Ran everything about Kai, and how it's her best friend that she met through the Thieves Guild, and that Kai is watching her mom to make sure that no one attacks them. And hand him the paper. If anything happens, I've given Cal the same letter. I need you to get this to Kai so that she can make sure my mom is safe. I've been trying to reach my brother with Corin's magic today, and it's blocked somehow. And I've written him letters, and last night I had a moment of panic, and I wrote a letter to Steven, and he never replied. And I don't know if anything's getting through to any of them. But I can't live without my brother.
Do you really want to know? Rand will grab when she nods her head. He'll reach out and grab her hands, and you will see all this stuff that he's like been intricately writing on the floor. Doesn't care. Sits down, messes it up, pulls her down. Crisscross applesauce sitting across from each other. He reaches out and begins to grab components and sets them up around. He lights incense around them and then begins to pull out one of the vials of holy water and anoints both of them. And then he begins to pray. And he's going to take. Hold on, sorry. He is going to take 11 minutes to ritually cast commune.
Okay.
I am going to throw this in the chat.
All right.
And
Nope.
as he's praying, he'll say, I can't promise anything, but I'll do everything I can to at least get you something. So whenever that 11 minutes up and he feels the connection, Rand will ask the first of his 3 questions.
Okay. Do you take a moment to put all of this stuff together and you begin to take 11 minutes where it's you and Leaf together here. And towards the end of this 11 minutes, you begin to feel, as it progresses, you feel this, your deity almost feels like you've established a connection. And by the end of your time, you do feel as if Torna is with you and she's here, but she won't be here long. Just due to the nature of the spell.
Mm-hmm.
It's at this point that you can begin to ask your questions.
Is Leaf's brother Sony alive?
There's a moment of just silence before you receive the answer of unclear. That comes back to you.
Is there a way for us to find him?
You ask the question again, or that question, and you get another unclear.
I'll look at Leaf and kind of give her a. Is there anything else I can ask? This is hard, by the way. Coming out with 3 questions and the first 2 are unclears. It's like, wow, that really.
Make an insight check, Ran. thinking about, as you're sitting here in this moment and you're thinking about the two answers of being unclear, you think of for a moment that it could be unclear due to some circumstances that aren't necessarily like bad.
Right.
You believe that there's a chance that it could be many things. It could be that her brother probably, there could be a chance that her brother just doesn't have any sort of communication with Torna and never really has, and therefore Torna hasn't really known this person, therefore Torna
Right.
just doesn't know. It could be that there's something else that's causing a conflicting answer in the way that you've worded it that is keeping Torna from being able to give you a clear answer. There could be things like that that you kind of begin to think about during this moment.
Oh,
You feel as the spell is starting to fade as you're waiting here. You have just a little
leave
bit time left.
anything? Last question. Are we in immediate danger from the orb?
Say of Crexius.
I can see the thinking circle just over in that 20's forehead.
Loading.
Loading.
Not
Make
like
those would orb.
smile.
You can the connection can be severed. However you want to play this.
You start to get the smell
okay.
of rotting flesh.
You ask this question again just before your time runs out. Yes. And at the end of that moment, that yes transcends.
Yep.
And the candles you may have set up, the incense has burned away, and your connection with Torna in this moment through this spell is now cut. And you feel her as she is out of your commune spell, out of your range. Your focus kind of falls apart. You wipe some sweat. As this takes a lot of your energy, and you just take a moment to sit there.
Would Leaf wouldn't have heard any of the replies, right?
I would say
Rand would have given you indications that he didn't get anything.
Yeah, I would say
Like,
you.
as soon as it was over, Rand would clarify. I
She
didn't get a no.
like very specifically to that last one. Like, would she have heard or seen any kind of reaction or anything?
Yes, you would have seen. It would be at the same time that the spell, like you could see it, like the air visibly go out of Rand and his shoulders slump, and a look. He is concerned. It is very obvious on his face that he is concerned. I'm sorry. I don't know if I didn't ask the right questions or if she truly doesn't know, but she's unsure about your brother. I do think that is not necessarily a bad thing, and we'll continue to try. It could be, it sounds like a lot is going on with Blackstone, and others are enchantedly or protected by magic. It could be as simple as that.
Thank you for trying.
Anything. It's no great favor. But no, not just me, but all of us. We're going to do everything that we can to keep anything bad from happening to you. Know that. It's my turn to ask a favor. I need you. Can you go get Cal and my brother? Tell them whenever they have a moment. I need both of them to come up.
Okay. And she's gonna like quietly leave the room and like softly pull the door shut and sprint downstairs. And like just before she gets to where it's open to everybody else, she's gonna like stop and like take a breath and calm down for a second, and then walk up and grab Cal and grab Corin and pull them both towards her upstairs now.
Cal will put away his book that he was practicing a song for, and then just kind of still holding the
How's-
lyre, just kind of nods and comes with you.
I'm just about to get my drink.
Now.
It said the bartender's been taking a while anyways. Come on.
You just see Frederick with a drink in both hands, just like taking a sip. Ooh, she's scary.
Bass will just say in a low tone to Frederick, just kind of lean over. You know, I hear the smaller the package, the bigger the anger.
Oh, I've heard too. Just takes another sip.
And she's
All right.
going with them. She's not like just letting them go
Mhm.
up without her. She's in this.
She's escorting the whole way.
Yeah, you guys make it back up to Rand's room, and as you enter, you guys see for the first time this room that has been completely like things have been moved around. There is chalk on the floor. There's like you smell an incense kind of smell that was recently burned. It's a little messy to your eyes at first, until you recognize that Rand was working on some kind of spell or something in this room.
Rand's in the middle of fixing anything that had gotten messed up when they were using the commune spell, and he is like furiously licking his thumb and rubbing out stuff and redrawing, and he's scattering out incest, and so the room is actually kind of getting hot boxed out here. I would imagine with as much incense as he may have going. But at the center of the room will be the bag of holding.
You guys see all this?
Why is that in the middle of the room?
We're in danger.
We're always in danger.
We need to know more. I need both of you, if anything bad happens here, to stand guard and do whatever is necessary depending on the fallout.
What are you going to do?
Try to get more information.
How?
It's that religious stuff. Do you really want me to?
But then why? Why do we have to worry about the fallout if you're just going to be talking to your god?
I don't know what we're dealing with here. All I know is I can tell you the last time I pulled this out, it had changed. I know that I just, using magic, convened with my god, and she told me we are in immediate danger from this.
But talking to her again is going to have a bad fallout. That's what I don't understand. Are you pulling it out? What are you doing?
Yes, I'm taking it out.
Are you touching it?
I'm going to do everything I can not to.
If anybody needs to touch this object, let it be me. Only because I can cast a spell on myself to give me more vitality, and I can take the damage.
That's kind of you.
We know we're both. Let's be honest.
Ram just begins to ignore ignore Corin, and he opens up the top of the sack. And
I have a new trick.
Ram
Does
looks-
anybody have a pearl?
Pause.
A pearl?
Yes, I should have grabbed this earlier during the day, but I can if you do not have it prepared, Colin, I can cast identify. I learned.
I can ritually cast it
Okay.
if we need to, so I don't think I would need the components.
Yes, that would work.
So if you give me 10 minutes, what do I need to identify?
I'm sorry, both of you. This goes a little bit beyond that.
It's good, Peter.
I'm just trying to think of anything else we can do.
We tried to
One
identify
more.
before already.
We've tried to identify this before and failed. If that's what I recall that correctly, is we shortly after getting it going.
We got vague information about it.
We got very vague information.
I'm not keen on doing this, but if we really are in immediate danger, I suppose I could try dispelling it again.
I don't think that worked either.
No, but I can do it at a more powerful level now.
But didn't it just make it angry?
It's been over a year and several months since that last interaction with it. I don't remember what happened with the spell.
Previously, before when you used dispel magic, it
Hey.
didn't work. It seemed like the magic that was within this thing was too powerful at the time, and Kaltera was able to kind of discern that at that time, as he cast dispel magic, it just wasn't strong enough. That whatever magic was contained within this, it was strong enough to not be dispelled.
So it leads me to my point again. What are you about to do right in this moment? If you need to do it now, but I suggest not pulling it out.
Can't access it while it's in a pocket dimension.
She needs to be able to see it.
I need to be able to see it. I am a conduit. Please, the ire at which you're directing toward the things that I am able to do right now, neither the time nor the place.
Do what you must.
Pal, do you want to try dispel?
I don't know what else we can do to stop it at this point.
Doesn't dispel require you to touch it too, or no? You can just point at it.
I
think dispel.
He does. It's got a range of 120
Okay,
feet. He
okay.
just has to be able to see it.
I don't have it, so I was just curious.
Yeah, I
Hey,
had
here, I'll
used it
post
in
it.
our last fight.
And Cal can upcast it to 5th level.
Okay.
Cal will put the Larry down so he can pull out his quarterstaff with shaky hands.
Do we want to do this here? In a tavern full of people?
Well, I don't. We're leaving on an airship tomorrow. If you have a better idea, I'm all ears.
Wasn't there like a training ground or something where Frederick had been practicing, or the graveyard or something where nobody's around usually, or just a field?
Middle of the night, set up a ritual circle in the training ground or in a graveyard. I want you to walk through those really quick.
But there's like 30 people downstairs right now.
I can change that.
Damn.
Wait, what?
Ran just kind of startled, Didn't realize you had fallen into the. I'm scared.
How?
Can just ask them to leave.
Oh. That sounded way more ominous than what I
Oh.
thought.
I was about to see some bonus actions going off.
Yeah.
Insight check.
Go for it.
Was she about to murder a whole tavern full of people?
If you have anything to hide, roll a deception.
Whisper to GM if you do.
Yeah.
If not, then
No.
You can just do the roll. Yeah.
I
okay.
wanna
Roll for
do
funsies.
it just for funsies. I have to click the thing. Okay.
It's really hard to
tell.
really read Leave at what she meant by this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, did you roll? It didn't pop up for me.
that's why you
Did
whispered
it
to
say-
DM. That way you
Oh,
don't know.
dang. Damn.
That's the fun of it.
Damn.
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 I'm all for doing what we need to do to stop this thing, but
Here's an
Again,
order of operations. I'm going to pull this out, and I'm basically going to cast Identify on it on steroids. I am then going to try to dispel magic. And then I will give Cal a chance if I am unsuccessful.
are you just casting Identify at 5th level?
Now he's using something much better in this specific scenario. Out of character. Cal does not.
Oh, yeah, I know he is.
Out of character, I am not casting Identify.
Yes.
I never trust the process.
Seeing no one else object, Rand,
One second. Cal's gonna drop his quarterstaff, pick up the library real quick,
Sorry,
And
sorry.
strum a little
Glitchy.
tune, and use bonus action to give inspiration to Yoder. Or Rand, excuse me. Because he's a bard now.
Right?
I'm sorry, I just feel like we
Let
keep
me-
getting really close to pulling it out of the bag, and then I'm
I
like, wait,
know.
wait. And I'm like,
I know.
just do it.
Dangerous this thing is.
Yeah, okay, so you get a bardic inspiration die, excuse me, d6. When you roll a die for the next 10 minutes, you can add it to an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. And you can use it after you see your roll, but before you know if it's a fail or success.
oh jeez, a D10 at 10th level. Ooh.
It's only a d6 right now because he's level
Yeah,
1.
no, I mean a D6 is still great. So-
It'll still help out, hopefully.
Okay, Rand's going to attempt to pull out the hobo sack.
Now I'll swap to the quarterstaff again, and no more
Okay.
interruptions from Cal.
Okay. So you've got the hobo sack, you've got your bag of holding. And you reach into the bag of holding to inside grab the how do I say? Just the well covered orb in this hobo sack, and as you do, you grab it and you pull it out and just put it on the floor, or do you hold on?
I'd pull it out, move the bag out of the way, and then try to put the orb so it's in the middle of the spell circle that's been drawn to, but as far away from everybody else that's around in the room, if that makes sense. So the sack is just kind of the hobo sack that we have it tied up in is kind of just laying there on the floor, in a position where there's ominous music now playing, and yeah.
Okay. You get the hobo sack and you place it in a position that is kind of in the middle, I guess, and kind of away from everybody. Everybody at this point is now watching. As you're placing it on the ground, you feel it like pulsing, and you feel the entire bag like moving or pulsing as you take it from your hand and you place it on the ground. You open it up.
Is the fog rolling off of it?
Looking, you don't see any sort of fog this time.
Well, that's one thing that's different this time, and I'll explain to the group what I saw last. I will open up the blanket that we have it in so that it's laid out there, but do everything I can not to physically make contact with it.
Okay. As you open it up, the crystal of Crexius that you all had once picked up long ago is looking, well, some of you, is looking much different than what you remember. Some of you may remember this green crystal that had this green and kind of dark energy that seemed to kind of run through it. And at one point in time, these small tendrils had come out of it. And upon touching it, you all vividly remember taking damage and it striking through you. This time, as you look at it, as you place it down and you open it up, it doesn't look like it's crystallized anymore. It's, as you look at it, where the black tendrils once were, there seems to be this, almost like this black tube that is formed. And you watch as the entire crystal, doesn't really look like a crystal anymore. It almost looks like maybe an egg of some kind, but has the consistency of like Jello. And as it sits there, it's pulsing by itself. You see these tube that kind of comes out of the top, and there's another tube that comes out of the bottom of it, and it's just pulsing there.
Like a heartbeat? Is it like regular? Is it like a regular pulse, or is it like random intervals?
It seems like it's regular, and it'll have like an odd beat in there every once in a while. But for the most part, it seems to run a regular pulse as it just sits there, and it kind of shifts on the ground as it pulses. Taking a look at it, it doesn't appear to be see-through. However, it almost looks like if you were to hold it, it would be soft rather than the crystallized rock-like feeling it had once before. Everybody that is looking at it, I need you all to make wisdom.
Good thing Frederick and Bass are downstairs.
I need you all to make
Bass would have been helpful here.
wisdom saving throws.
Did this happen to you last time?
Yes, master.
Wisdom
I
saving
use my. Oh god, no, that won't help you. I can't help a 1. I'm sorry.
20. Why does it always leave?
I wish I could use my feature here, but there's no way in hell Cal's gonna use any of his wild magic features here. Alright, we're just gonna roll
Wait.
Halfling luck?
Halfling luck.
Halfling luck, yeah.
Did you see how close that was to a 1?
Yes. Hey, that's way better than
How
that one.
much?
It's way better than the natural one.
Okay.
And I'm guessing this is going to be a high DC.
Actually, now
Just let it happen.
odd or even, Leaf.
Even.
Okay, yeah, no. Cal's not gonna do anything else then.
Okay. as all of you are looking at this for the first time in quite some time, Leaf, there's something about it that you feel very drawn to. And for a moment, you take a couple steps forward, and everybody in the room kind of sees you. You're just like really looking into it, and you feel very drawn to it, as if like it's almost calling out, and you actually reach your hand out for a second to go to grab it without even realizing.
Is there a chance to stop? Is there a chance to stop her? Like, can I just like run and grab her?
Yeah, she's not moving fast.
I just come to grab her and just yank her back.
You yank her back. You kind of realize what was just happening. And you don't really know why you were doing it, but you realize there's something about it that you couldn't help yourself, that you were drawn to this thing. And you're back now, and you're good now.
If you're gonna do something, do it now.
Quick, yeah. Rand seeing this start to go sideways. Quick, stay ready. Rand's going to cast Legend Lore on this thing.
Okay. You throw that in the chat.
Yeah.
The spell is Legend. Wait for it. Lore.
Wow, you really got him. Okay.
By the way, because I looked at this spell too, just out of character to do this for this exact moment, you don't actually need the object.
I am aware. I am aware, and also I just felt like, from a gameplay standpoint,
I think you just wanted to fuck us.
not fuck us.
He's making it interesting.
No, it's very interesting.
I thought it was a better scene.
Okay. So quickly, you get these items really quickly, as you just noticed that Leaf didn't seem like it was herself for a second. You immediately grab the things that you have on you to quickly begin to cast this spell. You all kind of watch as there's some incense that he begins to burn as he's beginning to cast the spell, and then these 4 ivory strips that he kind of lays down as he's beginning to work on this spell. It takes about 10 minutes, and as 10 minutes go by, none of you feel any different. Leaf, you don't feel any different. You guys are like waiting, and then you finally cast Legend Lore. You need to name or describe a person, place, or object. So how do you do that?
Morna, please. We need to know more. What is the Orgocrexius?
Crystal Crixus.
Crystal. Is it the crystal?
That's what it says. That's what it says in our.
Was it
That's what that's what it says in our object.
Yeah.
What is the crystal of Crexius?
You immediately, your mind begins to get full of a bunch of information about this object. Immediately, your mind goes way back to Crexius. You learn about a few things that this object in particular, Crexius had at one point or another almost casted part of himself into the object. And the more that this knowledge begins to come over you, you begin to learn that this is no longer a crystal. This appears to be almost like a larva of some kind. And you keep thinking, and the knowledge keeps coming to you. This was used at one point or another by Crexius to try and birth one like himself, or a son. And if that didn't work, given enough time, you believe that somebody who could withstand to hold it long enough will be drawn into it, and that object will basically go inside of someone and become one with that person. You're not sure what maybe happened beyond that, although you believe there's a chance of gaining great favor with Crexius, but you being a follower of Torna knows that that is not a good thing. You don't believe that it would cause any further harm at this point of its stage, but you are sure that there would be unknown side effects that may happen if somebody is to basically take this and own it, and it becomes one with that person. That at this stage, right now, you're carrying a very evil being that is slowly growing, and over time, it will either birth into some sort of being, or somebody else is going to get a hold of it, and somebody else is going to change drastically. Unless there's some outcome that you can figure out to get rid of it. So you believe there's an intense amount of magic that has gone into this. There's a possibility that dispel magic would work, but you're not certain. You'd attempt to destroy it physically. However, you don't know the exact side effects of what would happen doing that. Maybe nothing, but maybe something else that you're unaware of. This seems to be very old, and it seems that whoever had this before you, the people that you killed to get to this thing before, it's in some way has basically activated it. And it seems like at this point it's rapidly transforming from what you've all noticed so far.
I will, if there's nothing else that I'm to gain at this juncture, I am going to immediately cast Dispel Magic at level 4.
Okay.
Let me throw that in the chat here.
In the chat.
That is an ability check, so you can use my inspiration on it.
Yeah.
So you get a plus 1d6.
Yep.
Yeah, so go ahead and make a roll.
What am I rolling? Am I just rolling a d20?
It says plus your spellcasting ability.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
so
would I roll?
it'd be your d20 plus
Wisdom.
yeah. Yeah, so plus 5.
And I'm gonna roll the d6.
Yeah, you do have bardic inspiration.
16.
You cast Dispel Magic, and there is a quicker pulse, but you don't feel like your spell worked. Seems like this magic within this is very, very, very strong. However, you don't think it's impossible. You think you could try spending more time on this and more time and energy on this. You may be able to get a breakthrough. But right now, at that current cast, it just didn't seem to work.
No. Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't expecting it
Cal.
I'd look at Cal. I don't think that there's anything we can do here. Not this time. And would begin to wrap it up.
Okay.
And put it back into the bag. And then I would explain to the group everything that I saw.
Okay. Before that, as you begin to wrap it up again, you find yourself looking into it again. I need you to make another wisdom saving throw. Everybody who's looking at it.
I'm watching it to watch him in case I need to jump at him again.
Cal would have been putting
Or anybody
his
else.
staff away, so I'm not sure if he'd be looking or not.
Okay. Maybe not.
But since I'm looking away, I also will not do any reaction stuff because he's not looking.
Okay. Ran, you start to go down, and again, you don't feel anything. You begin to wrap it up, but as you do, you out of the corner of your eye, again, you kind of see Leaf and this time Corin, who are walking closer to it, and they're inspecting it, and Leaf, in your head, you just hear your name. Leaf.
Rand's going
Pulls out to you.
Seeing that happen, Rand is going to cast command at 2nd level.
Okay.
Actually, no. Because all I can see is Leaf moving toward it, right? I don't see my brother moving toward it.
You see at this point, Corin's kind of like examining it heavy, and even he seems to be kind of lost in what would maybe look like lost in thought. He's just kind of looking at it, and he's like leaning into it from a distance.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast command at 2nd level on both Leaf and Corin. As I'm doing this, trying to now hasten putting this thing away.
Okay. As you begin to put it away.
Question.
What's up?
If I failed my save, would I try to stop anything from letting me get to it in my head?
Not in this instance.
So I could let him cast it on me. I wouldn't have to like.
If you wanted to, yeah, you could probably. I guess you could.
I'm asking like it's like the orb like making me feel. So if I feel him, like if I feel a spell coming, would like the orb, since I failed to save, would the orb be like telling me that I need to stop that? Because I have technically I have counter spell prepared.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I hear you. It's not. It's you feel almost like maybe describing it this way will help a little bit. You almost feel like everything around you is like dark in a way. It's not, but you're only focused on this one thing right now, and
Right.
and your entire mind right now wants to get closer to this thing and hold it and look into it and figure it out. And you're feeling this so much that your body is naturally pulling itself towards it. And as have you had it been stronger, maybe you would be
That's what I
not
was
really be
wondering.
able to control yourself, but at this
That's what I was
point in time you can kind of control yourself and you don't hear a voice in your head. However,
Okay.
Leaf being your second fail, there's a part of you that you seem almost even just more reserved at this point, that you are really focusing on this. And Rand, as you're closing it up quickly, you're kind of hurrying. Corn, you kind of come back. You lose your sight of vision on it. You kind of come back for a second, and you're back to normal. And you're kind of like, oh, you may be thinking, why was I doing that? But
Right.
this time, Leaf, even as he's closed it, you're still moving towards it. It's still drawing you.
If I have time, then if I'm out of it, can I just jump over and just grab Leaf again?
You can, however,
I've-
Ran would have the jump on casting command if you still wanted to do that.
Oh no, sorry. I thought command was what brought me out of it. I just came out of it
No.
naturally.
Yeah, you came out of it naturally just from losing sight.
Okay, cool.
However, Leaf seems to still be drawn by it. She still is moving towards it.
Yeah, as he can still do command and everything like that too. But I want to, if I see her still reaching toward it, I want to just go for her.
Okay. You can see her. However, Ran, if you would like, you could still cast command. I would say you just get a glimpse to see that Korn is like kind of maybe fluttering his eyes for a second, realizing that he was being maybe drawn to it or something was weird. You could still cast command if you'd like to, and you'd get the jump on Leaf before Korn can get over there.
I'd cast command on Leaf and put out a hand to say stop.
Okay.
See if that does anything.
Leaf, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw against his spell save. Yeah, you fail. And
If you decide to roll high now, I was going to be very...
you stop.
I'm so scared that was gonna happen.
You just you're so drawn to this, but another voice kind of enters your mind, and it's just stop. And as it does, you stop, and you kind of recollect yourself. And at this point, it's Korn's grabbing you, and he's trying to stop you, but you've already recollected yourself.
Leaf is gonna pull out a dagger and try to stab it.
Stop.
Korn's right there. You'll have to make a. You'd have to make a conflicting strengths.
My man, pretty strong. I'm not strong.
And
I'm not strong.
Ran is also over it, so you would also have to get through Ran.
Can I, instead of doing a strength check, can I do an acrobatics to try to slip around them?
Yeah, is that Dex?
Yes.
Well, if she can do acrobatics, why can I do acrobatics?
If you want to do, yeah, you guys can. She can do acrobatics, and you can do athletics just to try and catch her. She's
All
trying
right,
to move past you.
I have 0 for that, so I'm not going to do well.
Yeah,
Woo!
Leaf, you immediately unsheath a dagger, and Korn, you weren't expecting this quick movement as you try to go to catch her. She just ducks underneath your grasp. She's coming at you with a dagger now, Ran. You see this. If you continue to want to strike, it depends on what Ran's going to do. You can put yourself in the way. You can block it. You can try to stop Leaf. You have a moment to react.
I would try to stop her.
Okay, how are you doing that?
I'd try to tackle her.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do the same rolls.
Have I successfully?
It's wrapped up.
It's wrapped up. It's not in the bag yet.
Right.
It's not in the bag. I'm not going to try to tackle her. I am going to try to Heisman her. So I just want to stiff arm her and keep her away from it while trying to get the bag. One arm the bag over top of it. Yeah.
Okay.
How
Yeah.
do you want to roll?
We'll do conflicting rolls again. Acrobatics and athletics. Maybe trying to do all of this all at once. Leaf is attempting to strike it.
Natural 20.
Nope.
No. Leaf, again, being small and nimble, you are trying to stiff arm her, and you have her for a moment as you're working on this bag. However, you kind of fall forward as she gets away from your grasp. Leaf, you are able to swing around, and the bag is right in front of you. And you see it one-handed in Rand's hand. He's trying to get it back into the bag of holding one-handed. He's holding it up, and you're able to just swivel around and you just see this pulsing in the bag. You're not drawn to it anymore, but you have a straight shot.
Yeah, she's gonna stab at it.
Okay, make an attack.
I should just cast command again. That's what I should have done.
Okay. And as you are trying to stiff arm her and keep her at bay, there's this moment where you trip over because she's just able to nimbly get around you, and as she does, you're holding your bag up, and as you do, you see her there as she strikes, and your knife the dagger penetrates through the bag and into the object. As it does, you pull the dagger out. You see this green liquid that coats your dagger, and as it does, outside of the bag, there is this green kind of just mucus looking liquid that begins to pour out of the hobo sack and out of the what seemed to have been the crystal of Crexius. You wait for a minute. You don't hear anything. There's no explosion. Nothing happens.
Does the pulsing continue?
No longer see a movement in the bag.
She's gonna stab it again.
This time, before you stab it, Cal's going to grab his staff and minor illusion on Leaf, just blackness so she can't see.
Okay. Try to stab with disadvantage. Yeah, you see this almost darkness kind of come over your eyes for a moment. However, you're trained on this, and you make another attempt to strike, and you do. At this point, Rand, you're holding the bag that's now been stabbed twice. You're able to make an action. As you do, you stab it, dealing 7 more points of damage. Another just green liquid kind of shoots out as you pull your dagger back. At this point, Rand, you are able to make some movement and an action.
I want to put myself in between the bag and Leaf, and I would like to shove the hobo sack into the bag of holding and try to close it.
Okay.
That would be my goal.
All right. You are able to push Leaf back a little bit, and you shove this into the bag. Not knowing what's happened, but it's in the bag. You see Leaf standing there, this green mucusy liquid that's just kind of dripping off the end of her dagger.
Is the liquid like acidic or anything? Is it like dropping into the floor and there's like a burn or a hiss or anything like that?
Is it any kind of liquid I'd be familiar with as a necromancer?
It doesn't seem like it's acidic, and as you're looking at it, you're not sure what this is. It's some sort of maybe just some of the natural fluids that maybe come from this, but you aren't quite sure what this is. It doesn't seem to like be acid. It's not glowing or anything. It's just.
As soon as it's in the bag, I'm dropping the bag and I turn to grab Leaf. Are you okay? I'm looking over her to see if any of this stuff has gotten on her. I'm looking her in the eyes. Is she there? I'm just trying to make sure that she's with us and it's not something else.
Yeah, visibly, she seems like she's there.
I'm so sorry that
it bleeds.
It bled.
I can kill it. It bleeds. I can kill it.
It's wounded. It's in a pocket dimension. It's out of sight, out of mind. I think we leave it there for now. Please. when we had to do the wisdom saving throws, did we feel, even when we succeeded, did we feel like it reaching out?
You didn't. It didn't seem. You rolled so well that it just didn't seem like it even.
Yeah.
Made it to you.
You said it was a larva?
That's what Rand
You
was
said it
able
was
to kind of
egg-like.
pick up. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's a creature.
In some sense.
When you did your spell, did it say it was made from this dimension, or was it made in another dimension?
I did not get that information. And
You would have gathered that it was made to be placed on the material plane.
But was it made in the material plane? Is what my question was. Or was it
Um,
made? Is its origin a different plane?
you think it was made like on the material plane? Yeah,
Okay.
it originated from this world.
Okay.
Magic that was potentially used may not have come from this world, but you
Mhm,
don't quite,
mhm, mhm.
you're not really able to discern that.
Hal
I
will just
think
kind of drop his staff shakily and just kind of grab the Lyrie and slip out of the door, just like sweating all over.
we need to just take a breath.
Said my name.
it did what?
My name.
When? How? I'd look to Corin. I didn't hear anything.
I don't know. Maybe it's from. I don't know. She reached out to it twice. Maybe it has something to do with it.
I don't think we can pull it out again. Yes, you made it bleed. Yes, it might be able to be killed. What I saw and the purpose of that, I don't want to put you in its path again.
My name. How do we know it won't find us? How do we know it can't get out? What is that thing gonna turn into? The last time I saw that, it was
It was
hard,
different.
and now it moves and it bleeds.
It's not coming out again.
Why don't we just destroy it while we can? We don't know what it's going to be.
I'm working on that. Those next steps are already in motion. Oh God, someone said something funny. Everybody's laughing. Rand's going to basically ball up the bag of holding as much as possible and secure it in the foot locker in his room.
Okay.
I'm 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 very sorry. This did not go as intended. But I think it's proven to be a bigger threat than we thought. And we needed to know that.
Leaf is very quietly going to say it knows my name and walk out of the room.
Rand will remember that.
I think right at that moment, right as she's walking out, Frederick's like just about to knock on the door, like, "Oh, hi, is everything okay?" And you're walking away. Well, what just happened? You guys good?
Is the door open? Sorry,
Cal
I
was the first
didn't.
one. Cal
No,
was the first one
door's
to
open,
leave.
I'd imagine.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know she had closed it behind her as she walked out. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, when Cal dropped his staff and walked out first, he would have closed the door behind him and just basically sat down like in the hallway, just against the wall.
Everything's fine. Just some unfinished business we have to take care of.
Okay, well,
I know, very ominous. We get it. Don't worry about it. Things, stuff.
It's some stuff that happened before you came along. We don't want to put you in danger with it.
well, I'm a part of that. Whatever. If you guys don't want to tell me, that's okay. But just so you know, I'm cool. If you want to tell me anything, I'm gonna hit the hay. I'm really tired. Um. Yeah.
Frederick.
Good night, guys.
Frederick, we found a crystal for an undead god that worshipped necromancy, and now it's apparently turned into a chrysalis and could birth either the god itself or its child. We're not sure which, and it's currently in my bag of holding, bleeding after Leaf stabbed it twice after calling out her name in her head. Happy?
A lot to unpack.
Yep.
Wish you would have said that a little bit slower. Okay.
Night.
Wait. No. We ain't done with this yet. That's a. What? So this thing, you're just leaving it in a bag?
Of holding. It's in a pocket dimension.
Don't all bags hold shit?
No, this is
No,
a magic bag.
This is different.
It's in its own dimension.
Magic? I'm just going to say magic.
Yes, magic, I understand. Okay. So what were you able what do you know about this thing? It holds a what? An undead what?
Rand will then slowly explain everything that he learned through legend lore to Frederick and the history of why we have this thing.
You know, I kind of wish you would have mentioned something sooner, because from what I know, I probably could have asked Thorthan, and maybe he would have mentioned something too. From what I know, he's old. From what I've gathered, dude's old. So, okay, I'm asleep on this, but I'm gonna ask Thorthan. Maybe I can find something out from him. It seems like you got a lot of pieces, but it seems like there's something missing. But why are we carrying it? Sorry, that's still like in my mind. Why are we holding this with us?
We can't just keep
Guys?
it in a random place for somebody else to find it. It's safer with us
Don't feel
until we
like
figure out how to get rid of it.
I don't want to be some creepy, decrepit, undead guy. I like my flesh on me.
Stay out of the bag of holding.
Do I look like
I
am?
never want to be around the bag
Do
of
I
holding.
look
You
creepier, decrepit?
running at Rand, you stay like 10 feet away from me. And I think we're good. I like you, but
Rand will take 2 steps back to give him the 10 feet requested.
haha, you're funny. Okay. I'm so glad I'm sleeping in another room. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm probably not gonna sleep after this, knowing that that thing is a room next to me. I'm going to bed. And just walks away.
See
Rand's
Cal.
gonna turn to Corin and go, he asked. We told him.
Yeah, probably not the easiest way to tell him.
You see Cal sitting in the hallway, like a little further down from the door.
Just
Do you want-
looks at her. You know about the dead thing, right? The undead orb of creepiness.
Cal will just very like slightly raise his head up and down and like say nothing, still just staring at the floor.
Yeah, I don't like
Still
it either.
sweaty.
Mr. DM, sir,
Yes,
did it call me Leaf or did it call me by my full name?
just leave.
Okay.
Although I will say, when I go into my room, obviously I'm probably going to sit there for like an hour trying to comprehend what they just told me. But I would like to hold my amulet and just. Okay. For then. I don't know if you heard any of that. I don't know if you've been listening. You, by any chance, know anything of a name? Crexius? I think that's what they said. Know anything about this? Does this have something to do with the calamity?
It's just cold. There's no response.
Not the time to be ominous. Okay. Give you some time. And I'm just gonna try to go to sleep without nightmares.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Do you want to go talk to Cal? I'm gonna go downstairs and see if anybody showed up.
Yeah, I need to talk to Cal.
I'm gonna head downstairs.
Head downstairs. As this entire time has passed by, you do see Corn as you reach downstairs. Seraphina is down there alone.
Of course.
Kind of
Did not
Bass
lead her
is
on.
still in the tavern, actually.
leaning against one of the wooden pillars that kind of keep the ceiling up, and she's just kind of leaning against it, and she kind of sees you, and she just locks eyes with you, but she doesn't move.
I'll walk over to her. Sorry if you've been waiting long. We had some business we had to take care of upstairs with our group. But I try to look around and see if I can spot Leaf.
Leaf, where did you go?
Yeah, she would be sitting in a corner, like the darkest corner she could find, with like a bottle of something strong.
Okay, a pint of some ale.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna leave her alone.
And this is like this is a little bit more of like your normal, more inn. Like they do have drinks and stuff, but it's less taverny and just more inn like. And so see, like you may see Leaf was like the only one drinking a pint of something, which is odd, given that she's short and
because she's a half pint.
Ah.
that was good. But yeah, so it's more of an inn like sleeping area rather than more of a taverny kind of vibe. But anyway, you see Seraphina who stands here, and she kind of just gives you a look. Oh, okay, well, couldn't really get anybody to come this time, but maybe we'll make our way over to wherever it is that we're needed in the future.
Well, I can't promise anything. I just was kind of gauging interest about people who might want to deal a blow to the Black Hand. Maybe if they come back to the city or anything like that. I was just thought I had good intentions, but talking to the party, it seems like maybe I spoke out of turn.
Well, I'm interested in helping, but I don't know that I can help right now. Some things that I still need to take care of myself before I can help with things like this. But there's a chance we can get more people.
People you trust. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, people I trust. There's not many of those. But I'll do my best.
If nothing else, even if it doesn't have to deal with the Black Hand, do you remember Cal? He was he's like, had like he has like a lyre, sorcerer type person, and I'll disguise self and turn myself into Cal real fast.
Yeah, as you do so, she kind of takes a couple steps back. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think I remember him. Yeah, he didn't really talk much.
yeah, and I'll dispel it. He's basically become our liaison for the Unbroken. So if you have anything you want to bring to him, you need to talk to him because we're going to be gone for the next few weeks. Do you mind? And this just stays between us. Can you just look out for him? He's not really. He's a little shell shocked right now,
Hmm.
and I don't think he can trust his. He doesn't. He can't trust himself. If you see him and something happens, can you just keep an eye?
Yeah, between you and me, I dropped a baby one time, and so I don't
That's
do the whole babysitting thing.
You don't have to babysit him. I'm just saying, just push comes to shove.
Yeah,
He doesn't need
I'll
to be babysat.
I'll try.
And if there's anything that the Broken can help you with, please let us know. Again, we're gone for the next however long, but that's what we're here for.
Sure.
We've been trying to help around.
Yeah, sure. I'll look after your friend. I guess
Thank you.
I'll go. And she kind of just turns around and leaves.
Just gonna awkwardly wave by. Goodbye.
Good night, ma'am.
Kind of turns over. Kind of just manages like maybe a half smile and then jets out.
All right. Well, he's just gonna go everything. He's just gonna sit down in the inn for a while, just try to go over everything that Rand had said about it either being born or somebody taking the power and like just trying to figure out what all that means. And then I guess at some point, just he'll try to go to bed too.
Okay.
How long do you sit like thinking at the tavern?
I'll probably be out. Well, depending how late it is now, I'll probably be there for at least a couple hours, just sitting there.
Within the first 20 minutes, Bass will just slide over to your table.
Mm,
I would even thought you look like you're thinking hard.
I am thinking hard. I don't like things being out of my control.
Well, Corin, that's life. Life's got lots of things you can't control.
Okay.
You can't control the
Okay.
wind, but you can change the sails in your ship.
Okay. All right. Look, I already have.
Whoa,
Bass-
hold on, time out. Can we just
Yeah.
recognize the
Forrest
knowledge
Gump?
you just dropped there? Wow. Okay. Sorry.
Add that to the quotes. I wish we could do an ad quote thing right here. I already have. Look, believe whoever you want. Okay, I already have one brother trying to preach to me about Torna and the way things life are, and things are as it should be, and there's always a rhyme, there's always a reason, all that kind of stuff.
That's not what I mean, sir. I mean, life goes sideways sometimes, but you just got to make the best with what you got.
I need a drink.
And at that moment, Leaf will plop hers down in front of him and go to her room.
Thanks. Bass, do you feel ready to leave tomorrow?
Where are we going?
Away.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I'll be ready as I've ever be.
Okay. Cal did a lot for this group. I'm not saying you have to be. You're definitely not replacing him. No offense.
No, of course.
I just want you to do your best, and please just keep everybody safe. We don't want to lose. We don't want to lose anybody. And where we're going, it's going to get dangerous. We'll do our best to protect you too.
I appreciate that. I'll do everything I can.
Good night, Bass.
Not going.
And he's gonna go upstairs and go to sleep.
Okay. I think that's everybody taking a long rest.
Ran will not take a long rest. Ran is going to uncomfortably sit across from the chest that he locked the bag of holding in and stay up all night staring at it.
Okay. Rest of you will get a long rest. However, Leaf, you experience, as you go to sleep eventually, you experience very vivid nightmares. You almost see this nightmare of you playing out that scene over and over again, of you going and stabbing it, and in one of these moments, as you go to stab the orb, you almost like fall into it, and you are falling and falling and falling. There is this large, you eventually hit the ground, and what seems like a desert, and sand is blowing over you, but you can't see more than maybe 30 feet away, and you can't feel yourself really move. You almost feel like you have sleep paralysis in your dream, and you're just laying there, and you're looking up, and there's this very, very large creature that kind of shows out from the shadows above, up in the sky, and you just hear it say your name again. Leaf, as it rings out. You've tried to scream, but you can't. You watch as this creature just reaches over to grab you, or to attack you, or in some way, and as it comes down, you immediately wake up sweating. It's the morning. It's dawn. It was terrifying. You still get a long rest. That's what happens. Ran, you will get a level of exhaustion for staying up all night, which is just disadvantage on ability checks.
Yep.
All of you begin to wake up knowing that today you need to go find Edison Newman, who is the captain of the sky ship. There will be no turning back as you get into the ship and fly to unknown territory for the most part. It's known territory, but just knowing how safe you might be, it's hard to really say. That's where we're going to stop our session tonight.
And there ends season 3.
Speaking of that, I need to watch the new episodes of today.
The next season of the Unbroken, and then you got all this really cool stuff happening.
Yeah. Next season, yeah.
You have one person's like, no! And yeah, whatever. You know.
Can we just like go over the fact that Bass doesn't know where you're going or how you're getting there still?
Yeah, we even told him.
He has no idea. He's like, I'm all in. I don't know what we're doing or where we're going, but I'm in.
Gotta be safe with people around.
Yeah.
Keep them in the dark.
It's probably better not to tell him, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was worried
He's
about.
the type that'll just
Like,
kind of
hey.
speak his mind, so
Yeah.
he's not really a liar. He's not as deceptive as Cal.
It's not exactly what I thought this session was going to be over, but I had those notes ready to go just in case.
Sorry, yeah.
No, don't be sorry. It's good.
And now we know what the crystal actually is. That's cool.
And probably
Also
doomed
not
one of our party mates to be haunted by an undead god.
That's all I was trying to remember.
Awesome.
Didn't Corn have a dream or whatever a long time ago after he had touched it?
I think you did, but
It
it
was
was
a
like
long
one
time
time.
ago, yeah.
Yeah.
All of us had a dream. There was when we were on the road at one point.
Well, we all had touched it at one point.
I believe that was, I think that was all before, though.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
interacted
okay.
with the
That
crystal.
it was very early on.
Mhm.
When you took like 1 billion damage from the crystal.
Yeah.
I had like some 50 something. That's fine.
I believe you guys were going to Westfall at that time.
Yeah.
Well, no, that was when we were outside of Murda, I believe. Or we were at
Yeah,
Murda, but then
because
one
we-
night we took it outside
Yeah,
the town edge.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
I did touch it there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was
And then
talking
all
about
that
the,
shenanigans
there for that one.
went down.
the nightmares. I think is what I was referring.
Oh,
to.
that, yeah.
No, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was early on the, and we were on the road. I remember that we were camped out.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Leaf, don't try to kill Rand, please. That's all I
She's
I
not gonna kill you.
guarantee-
She's just gonna pick lock the locker, get
I
the bag,
guarantee
and
at
then
least not gonna even like say anything about her nightmares either. She's gonna internalize this shit.
The Rand's goal here, just FYI, the backpack is not to leave his sight.
Okay.
That's always been your goal.
No, like now he's obsessive levels of not sleep, no sleep type deal. So
Oh, you're gonna have to sleep.
maybe we'll
Going
see.
Blackstone.
Maybe I get motion sickness. I've never been in an airship. That'd really suck for me to be all giddy about getting on airships and immediately just be sick the whole time.
Now you gotta make a Constitution saving throw next time.
No.
Hey, since he and obviously it doesn't have to happen because you're the DM, but like since he stayed up and didn't do a long rest, would he get a point of exhaustion?
Yeah, he did.
He's
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did.
he said
Okay,
that.
I
He
missed
said that.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he said that he has disadvantage on ability checks, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I did miss that.
Yeah, you stayed up all night, so you definitely are going to be tired. You'll be a little lackluster in some things on this next day.
Okay.
But yeah.
2 weeks.
Question.
Sounds
I don't
good.
know how to play my character. I have a question.
Okay.
How many spells can I prepare as a level 9 wizard?
I believe it's got something to do with your
Is it my
what is
level
it?
plus my intelligence?
It might be your intelligence modifier plus your level. I think.
Yeah,
good for preparing spells.
Yeah.
preparing like to be able to use that day, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't.
It's in plus level for preparing.
I'll double check it really quick.
But I'm saying so I would be able to use I would be able to use 13 spells.
You'd have 13 prepared spells, and then you'd have spells
Yes, I could
that
use.
right. Yeah, that you could cast at any point in time.
I am a. Are you still streaming?
Yeah.
Not 20s chat. I am a fucking dumbass. This whole time, I have been playing this whole game session, like this series. I've been playing with 4 spell slots, like 4 spells a day. I've been picking 4 spells,
But,
and I've been
Why are you trying to simulate a sorcerer, bro?
literally just picking 4 because I remember when we beginning he said, all right, you have 4 slots per day, and I was like, oh, okay, and I never thought, oh, every time
Never
I level
read
up, that
more.
might change. Yeah, so I've been literally in all these fights where I've like done nothing, just chilling with like in the back. I'm like, oh, I have no other spells I could use at this because I have what that whole dungeon. I was like, oh, I only have disguise self clicked. I can't use any of my other level 1 slots of level 1 spells.
don't wizards have like a set like spell group that they're able to use? Like they don't prepare them every day
Yeah,
like
I was about to
druids and
say.
clerics do?
I don't think you're like clerics, where so clerics have at each level when they have a first level spell slot every single day they have access to all their first level spells, second level spells, whatever they're at, and then they pick from that a total number that's modified by their level and wisdom. I don't think that's the same. That's true for I think one other class. Don't quote me on
Druid.
it, but yeah, druids.
Yeah.
Druid and paladins can do that too. Wizards are almost the same, except you learn spells and you put in your spell book, and then out
Yes.
of those you can prepare spells.
Yes.
So you can add
Oh.
more spells to your spell book, but the number you prepare is always in level.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can change out. I thought you just had access to whatever.
No, I think
you
at the long rest, that's
He
what
would
I would
he
change.
would have to learn spells and put it in his book to
Yes.
prepare it,
Yes.
which you get from level ups, but you can also get it from
Which I have, all these
inscribing
spells,
scrolls and other
all these
stuff.
spells I have so far are all just been from level up. So everything,
Yeah.
all these are in my spell book.
That's
So
what I'm saying. I don't think those change on a day-to-day basis. Right?
Yeah,
No,
but
the
I
spell
can
book
pick
doesn't
13.
change.
No, but I can
Once he
prepare
learns everything-
13 every long
once-
rest.
Once he had, so I thought you can only know 13 at a time then.
I can know whatever's
He
in
can
my
only
spell
prepare.
book. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, prepare 13.
But he
So
can
I-
have more. Yeah,
Yeah, clerics
you can
work
put
a
more in
little.
the book.
They work a little
Let
differently.
me know if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
because that opens
They
up a
make
whole
divine
new
casters
world.
a little bit more straightforward.
That opens up a whole new world for me, because I've literally just been sitting here just rocking like 4 things a day.
Yeah, no,
So-
Yeah, no,
so
you prepare more.
you can prepare.
How many
13.
spells? So you
Gotcha,
can have
okay.
13 spells and you've only been rocking with 4?
Yeah.
I have, hold on, 1, 2.
You have a lot. You just haven't had them prepared.
Yeah, you should be able to prepare a lot more than what you have been.
I have
Yeah.
24 spells in my spell book right now.
Yeah,
Good
you
golly,
could
yeah.
And
prepare
I've just been,
13 of
I've just
those.
been like, all right, 4
That's wizard.
spells.
Dude,
I'm sorry, guys. I have been a detriment to the
you've
party.
been playing. This it's been over a year since we
Oh,
started.
So what you're saying is that for like the next few sessions, we're gonna obliterate these next few.
Yeah, you
Corin's
thought,
gonna be
you thought I was being
You've
OP
been
before?
holding back on us.
We have to upscale everything.
Corin was waiting for the Blackstone siege to go all out. You know,
Yeah, that's
keep it
basically what's gonna
secret.
happen. Yeah,
He's gonna take off the leg weights.
Yep.
yeah.
He's
like,
also gonna.
luckily,
Yeah.
no, it's actually no. It's got to be off of my head because it's the brain weights. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
yes. It's just a tinfoil cap.
That's hilarious.
yes.
It's that mask that he wears that gives him all of his different costumes. He
Oh
just
my
pops
gosh.
off.
Yeah, we're gonna be mask buddy now.
That's where Frederick. I'm waiting for I'm gonna keep it to myself, but I'm waiting for the moment where we get into a battle, because that's where he got it from is
Mhm.
from Corin. He's like, oh, cool mask, cool mask.
We're gonna be fucking get mistaken for a cult. Like, did you hear about the Unbroken? They're like a cult.
My mask will be different.
Sweet.
Guys, I'm gonna have to rewatch this so I can actually take notes. I was too emotionally devastated.
No, you're good. No, you're good. I'm so sorry to destroy your emotions at the beginning of the campaign or the beginning of the session today.
Yeah,
I thought
end of the
that was-
campaign.
I thought that was such a good idea too. I was like, yes, we can finally like she's gonna find out, he's gonna be safe, like or
I was
he's like,
expecting it to
"Oh,
get blocked. Honestly, it's freaking Black Hand. They ain't gonna
I
let us
know,
side with anything.
I know.
Yeah, and Leaf has written like a few letters to him, and she's struggling.
That's
It sounds like
my
we're all
thing is-
struggling. We got Josane shell shocked here. I mean, we got Cal shell shocked, and now we got Rand, who's just never gonna sleep again. Is get progressively worse.
It's
We
okay.
got
Baz
Leaf.
is stable.
So one thing I am worried about, this is just a theory. We need to make sure that this crystal is safe and either in our hands, not physically in our hands, but like
I mean, I'll hold it.
away. No.
Rand has a plan. So
My only thing
Grand
is
plan.
we can't banish it
Nope.
because at least from what I know, and
It comes
obviously
back.
this
You
isn't
can't
this
banish
is
it
not
as from
what-
this plane.
Banish-
It'll come back.
Yeah.
right.
I think with banishment, it's still, even if it's from another plane, it still comes back.
If you keep
If it
it,
succeeds,
if
I
if
think.
you
Yes, yeah.
if you last the whole minute and don't bring it back, it's from another plane. It'll get sent back to its home plane.
To its original home plane. Here, I could
But
drop
if you're
it
in
in
its home plane, it just comes back.
But my other thing is that I heard was that if something or someone touches it, they basically get infected, like parasitic infection kind of a thing. We need to keep this away from anything and
Oh, okay.
everything.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
They've already tried.
And my only thing is we saw a giant, well, from what you guys have told Frederick, is that the Black Hand was supposed to send the dragon. Out of character, we need to keep that away from a dragon.
But
Yeah,
if you could control it.
No. We need to keep that thing away
It
from a
said-
dragon because we're gonna create ourselves a Draco Lich, and that's not gonna be okay.
I'm not talking about the dragon. I'm just saying it's the legend lore said he said
We need to keep it out of
Either
his hands.
becomes a
Okay,
being or
he's the
if
villain.
somebody could use it for power. But he just said there were some side effects. We don't.
No,
they
no,
don't
no.
may not be
We
bad.
have Vecna in our party now. We need to keep
Look,
away from Corin over
don't-
here.
don't
I was
talk
wondering
Leaf
someone
like
else was going to think of that reference too. I was thinking about that.
Don't talk about Leaf like that.
No, you.
It's a
We're gonna keep
parallel.
it from
Me?
Corin.
Oh,
Everyone's
Corin.
best interest.
Oh,
I have everyone's best interest at heart here.
I thought you
You're
meant
the
to
Lord
be
with
the dream.
necromancy powers. This is in your level.
Necromancy
He uses it
is
for
in-
good.
is for good. Look, it's like a gun. could be good or evil. It's just
You
an
gotta
object.
use it
It's
the
just
right way.
magic.
That is
It's
such
just
a
magic.
bad.
Corn has proved that you can use it for good though. He's shown it. The whole campaign.
Hear,
I
He
practice.
healed Ran.
you're
I
just-
practice good necromancy safety. Okay.
He healed people.
That's great.
Necromancy is never okay.
Anyways,
That was awesome.
Rand's got a plan.
Hey.
Rand's got a plan.
Your fucking Frederick better be lucky because his life transference that he pulled was necromancy
That's what
to
I'm
save your
saying.
to pull him up from you from death. With your one roll away.
Yeah, I
No, yeah. I was gonna say, yeah.
Rand,
Even if he used it, even if Rand used it, it's still necromancy.
Rand is aware.
No. I'm talking to Frederick. I'm saying for Frederick. Look, y'all don't know what Corn could do. Okay, he's been chilling. I still have abilities I haven't even used yet.
Corin doesn't even know what Corin can do.
I know.
Yeah, because he hasn't had 13 different spells.
To note.
Look, I've been playing basically off of the ring right now. That's literally what a lot I've been doing each day.
Well, now you can do more, which you
I
should
can't
have
wait.
been doing
I
for the
can't
past,
wait.
what, like
I can't,
30 sessions or something?
That's more than
A
that.
lot.
Yeah.
More than that. It's like 40s.
Yeah, we're pushing 40s.
Yeah.
Hey, I think I've held my own pretty well.
Rob, I
There's
was listening.
No, you're doing just fine as
Oh,
you are.
you're right.
Right.
I'm gonna keep talking too. There's a
No.
very big there is always a distinction when Rand is using divine holy
Yeah.
magic versus necromantic powers that he has access to.
Yeah.
I try to always make sure that I discern there's definitely a difference that you see when he is using it, and it's not always wonderful and all the great things. So
I know. I'm sorry. You have to wait for next session, Trezane.
I don't think he's gonna play it tomorrow.
Well, the RP chat's gonna be emotional for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Also, Leaf, I guess, is lucky because if I had known I could have done the one of those spells, she got this close. I was about to banish you too. I was like, she's gonna be fine for a minute in another plane. We'll just deal with her in we'll let her be okay in a second. If I was like, I can't because it's not one of the 4 I have prepared. Like I have clicked.
Yeah.
I
Imagining.
I came close to using it. It was between banishment and command. And I was
Now,
like,
is it just a random plane of existence that she?
It's a
No, you
it's
can put it
a,
to a harmless place.
yeah.
Oh,
It's a
okay,
harmless
You
plane.
I
basically
was just
put a
thinking
timeout
she's just
corner.
gonna pop back like covered in flames and have
No,
her
it's
shoot
like
the
basically,
fire
it's,
plane.
it basically as soon as you get there, you're incapacitated. You can't move, can't do anything for that minute or whatever, and then they basically pop back.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was crazy.
That was the worst time for the sorcerer who doesn't want to cast his spells to need to cast a spell.
I know. I put that pressure on you, but
It took everything just to cast the cantrip.
Yeah, because you had said you could cast it at a high level, so I was like, his didn't work. Cal, we need you, and then I knew that
That
fucked
wouldn't
you
have
up.
been enough. Ran actually had a better chance just because
Yeah,
he
he
had
did.
the
The
inspiration
bardic.
die. Yep.
Yeah,
That's-
all right,
2
that's all
weeks.
I got.
Yeah, we'll try to meet up again in 2 weeks if we can.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
I should
That
be.
is
February.
February
10th.
11th.
Valentine's Day, so if people
Yeah.
are busy, just FYI.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm just as awkward in real life as I was with that Seraphina thing, so I will be free. I didn't think anything of it until I looked over and I saw what you guys were writing. I was like, oh my god, I'm leading this person on.
I'm sorry, dude. That my jokes.
It's everybody.
It was too good.
Seraphina is
was-
the girl that shows up at Drew's place at 2 a.m. and Drew's like, "Yeah, you want to come over and watch anime?" And Drew's sitting
Yeah,
there
let's watch
watching
Naruto.
anime.
And we're watching Naruto.
And she's like, "Wait, no, oh, you really wanted to
You
watch
actually
anime?"
meant watch anime. Yeah, this is awesome. Watch Rock Lee versus Gar fight's about to happen. This is dope.
Now I'm just imagining like, oh, you want to come back to my room and have some coffee, and then you literally just bring coffee.
Yeah.
No, no. See, this is what happened. Say that again. Be the girl.
No, I am not doing that. No, that's
Just say it real quick. Say it real quick. Say it real quick.
Do it.
no.
Come
No.
on.
You said
Someone else
coffee at your
do it.
place?
Coffee at your place?
Oh, sorry, I don't like coffee. No worries. I'll see you later. I actually hate coffee, so I'd be like, no, thanks, I'm good.
Nice.
Hey, I don't like
That's
coffee
good.
either. I'd go for hot chocolate.
Fun fact about me, Nat 20's chat, I'm awkward AF.
Okay.
Like we
Great.
didn't already.
You say
know.
that, but
Yes.
like you were so smooth when you did the lumber tossing game with the ogres and the giants.
But that wasn't a. I
It
didn't
was
look.
persuasion. It was
It's,
different.
it's
skill,
a
but
fictional
still.
lady.
It was a
He has no
charismatic
mental
skill.
capacity for that.
Over and see, oh, he's trying to seduce the ogres with his lumber.
I put that in the
That's
song,
go-
by the way.
That's
That was
going in your
amazing.
quotes.
Sorry.
That's going in your quotes.
Cuts.
That's
Dude.
awesome.
I was impressed with myself with those jokes as you
That
were
was good.
talking.
No, that was really good. That was really
You
good.
were on fire.
I
was
had
really
I had another one for after she had left. You said something about, oh, like, man, that was hard, and I'm like, oh, I bet it was.
Oh my god.
I think I heard
Dude,
that.
you just kept walking into it.
And Seraphina will never be seen again.
Now we'll see her again.
We're gonna see her again. Totally.
When she had said, "Oh yeah, trustworthy friends," of course, I was like, she said that kind of, I don't know, maybe I don't trust her. Then she goes like, when she said that she didn't have many, I was like, oh okay, that's what she meant. For a second there, I was like, oh god, I'm setting us up for another fucking Cephas. Everyone's a Cephas. There, I can't trust anybody.
Everybody is not Cephas.
I can't trust anybody. The DM is Cephas. Cephas was in the chat. tonight.
Steven was in the chat too.
Tonight. Yeah, I know. I banished him. I said banish. Gone.
Yeah, he didn't show up after that, so it
No,
worked.
you casted something. I cast banish.
Oh, blight. I casted blight.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
All right.
I love playing with you guys. It's always
Yeah, I
fun.
do too.
Awesome.
It was a
This
fun
was
night.
always great.
I need to play a bard next time.
Who
Kids.
knows? Once we start
a
our
good one.
second campaign someday.
Corn's still gonna be alive.
Always have
I think
ideas.
he wants to play with us some more, guys.
That's what it means.
He loves us. He really loves us.
All right, y'all. Well, let's try to meet up again in 2 weeks if we can. If
All right.
not, we'll figure it out. But thank you guys so much.
Hey, Nat 20's chat. Check out if you're on his Discord, check out the Unbroken RP chat where we still play and fool around and all that fun stuff.
Yes, it's a reason to join the Discord. It's a lot of fun in there. You'll definitely want to check it out. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Thank you guys so much for tonight.
Bye, love you, Rob.
Bye, love you, buddy.
You.
Take it
See you
easy, guys.
guys.
See ya.
Take care.